Hello and welcome. Week 7, Monday Night Football here. And definitely going to be an interesting one with a top tier NFC showdown. I got Baker Mayfield and a bit of a shorthanded Bucks team. They've kind of been shorthanded all year, though. Heading up to Detroit to take on an equally shorthanded in some regard Lions team. As the Lions, struggling a little bit with some depth in some slots, but still should be a really solid matchup across the board in this one. Offense isn't really a place where the Lions have too many concerns, at least coming into this one. Again, just looking at some of their IR, just to make sure I'm not completely talking crap here. But it is the secondary for Detroit where a lot of that turnover has happened. A bunch of injuries. Terrion Arnold, Joseph Kirby, Vontae Maddox, all out of this one, so they will not be playing. Additionally, on IR, a couple big names. Brian Branch suspended for this game after getting into a fight last weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. Ennis Rakestraw is out. Khalil Dorsey's on IR. DJ Reed, Marcus Davenport. So a lot of players out of this game for the Detroit Lions on defense, and so should be very interesting, especially going up against probably the MVP through 7 weeks, Baker Mayfield and the Bucks offense. And the Bucks certainly not full strength either. I believe Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin both still out as they've been for a while. Emeka Egbuka, however, is back, and then a number of players on the IR as well. For the Buccaneers, Luke Gedeke is definitely the big one at offensive tackle, and then a number of other offensive line. Cody Mock, also not available there. So we could very well be seeing a shootout in this one, which will be very interesting. Lions in their black jerseys tonight, so blue helmet with black logo and outline. So I definitely could have gone with black outline, but hey, we got it pretty good as both teams in a gray outline. Dan Campbell, 5th season as head coach of the Lions. Todd Bowles in year 4, but we are ready to get it kicked away. Of course, going live not too long before kickoff here, and it will be the Lions set to receive first. Of course, going on in Ford Field in Detroit, and the kick is away. Going to be fielded at the 3, up over the 15 to the 20, cuts it up the middle, 25, and knocked down at the 30-yard line on the kick return. And so we'll be seeing Jared Goff take the field first. Currently, at least coming into week 7, led the NFL in both completion percentage at 76% and passing touchdowns at 14. Averaging 232 passing yards a game and then 2 interceptions on the season. So been largely just efficient, keeping the ball moving. And it's going to be I formation here for the Lions on first down and 10. Starting this drive from their own 31. Tight end coming in motion on the near side. It's going to be fakes the handoff. Goff stands in the pocket, fires off the stretched hand of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Jared Goff's first attempt of the night will fall incomplete. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Bucks bringing some pressure here on the first snap. So Goff having to step up a little bit and, just missing his man on that first throw. Goff also taking a little bit of a hit there. Getting his tight end pushed into him. So that knocked Jared Goff to the deck. Going to pass again here on 2nd and 10. It's going to be out to the outside. I believe that's and it's up over the 45, the 50, down the 45, down to the 4, inside the 40, all the way to the Tampa 42. So great run there, or great run after catch there from number 0, Jahmyr Gibbs on that play, which is going to go for more than 30 yards. Stops on a dime and is just able to take off. Servassier Dennis just sent. And so Gibbs definitely going to be a tough guy to contain in space. But that play taking Detroit down to the Tampa 39. Gibbs remains in the game at single back. This time they'll hand it off to him. He'll try to go up the middle, but he'll get wrapped up. He'll get knocked into at the line of scrimmage. But Levante David will make the tackle at the line. No more than a gain of 1 there. Of course, a number of players of note there. Of course, I think this is what, the second or third? I think this is the second game I've done with the Lions so far this season. So definitely been interesting. And of course, their skill positions, definitely nothing to scoff at. Second down and 8. It's closer to second down and 9. It's going to be handoff up the middle to Gibbs once again. Spin move, but only after a pickup of, we'll call it 2 yards there. So it's going to be third down and 7. So Vita Vea definitely going to be a name to watch out for over a large part of this game. Of course, you got Hassan Reddick, Levante David. Servase Dennis, I'll definitely shout out a lot, being a pick guy. And the secondary pretty deep as well. Antoine Winfield and Jamal Dean, as well as Jacob Parrish. I think some names that could be big. Jacob Parrish, I believe, the lone starting rookie. Goff in the gun, running back to his right. Bucks showing pressure. They're going to bring 5. Goff pumps. Now escaping to his right, directing traffic. Fires down the field. Going to be short, but there is a flag thrown. Pass was looking for Khalif Raymond there. Goff indicating that this penalty will be on the Buccaneers. And we've got illegal contact on the Buccaneers, which is 5 yards and an automatic first down. That penalty coming on Jacob Parrish. As Jameson Williams, doing a nice job drawing that call, and just I guess too much contact there. So fresh set of downs for the Detroit Lions. Goff going to go under center. It's going to be handoff up the middle. And Gibbs, once again, going to go nowhere. He's only going to pick up about 1 yard. So that'll make it... Actually, they're going to say a gain of 3. They pushed him back to about the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down and 7 now. Lions offense looking pretty good here in the early stages, and that's what you would expect. Run game hasn't necessarily been super explosive. We've seen it's just been definitely a good bit of that quick passing game. Lions going to shift formation now. Goff going to go into shotgun. And Gibbs going to be lined up to Goff's left here. Laporta coming in motion near side. Goff takes the snap. Looking, firing. Over the middle, complete. Amon-Ra, 10-5, touchdown. And the Lions strike first into the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown getting that man coverage. And just like that, the Detroit Lions on the board. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown with his first catch of the game from 27 yards out. Will head into the end zone. And Detroit 6-0 lead with a PAT on the way. And it is a fast 70-yard drive in 3 minutes and 1 second, or 69 yards in 3 minutes and 1 second in order to get that done. And Amon-Ra waltzes into the end zone, 6 plays to cover that 69 yards. Snap, hold, PAT is up and good. And just like that, it is 7-0 Lions. And I imagine we'll go into our first commercial break here. Which does give me a nice second because I kind of skipped a workout today. So, we're going to make up with it. We're going to do push-ups every time a team scores. So, I'll be off this end here. So, we'll see how many we end up doing today. But 7 so far. So, already getting to it. Again, we'll wait and see how much I'm hurting by the end of this. But there's 7. But, pretty dominant from the Lions there early. I think it's maybe a little bit of a ticky-tacky. Oh, excuse me. I think it's a little bit of a ticky-tacky illegal contact. I think that first set of downs was really big for the Lions. But it looks like it's definitely going to be very hard to contain this Lions offense after the catch. So they can, again, if they And, if you're struggling to, you want to make sure people can't get stuff after the catch, you try to go man coverage. But again, as we just saw on that Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown catch, Lions have some really, really difficult to contain wide receivers. So we'll end up having to see how this continues. I don't think the Bucs secondary is too banged up. No, not, at least not from what I have here. Let's see. The Bucs secondary seems to be pretty close to full strength, at least on paper. I'm sure it's not 100%, but it's certainly not in a bad spot. But again, great game plan from the Lions on the way out, and you don't go 6 plays for 70 yards by accident. Damn it, I'm tired early. It's never great. But, that'll happen. That'll happen now and again. Excuse me. So there we go. But Jared Goff, only his second first quarter touchdown over the last 2 seasons. Most of his touchdowns have come in the second and third, 20 and 17 respectively in those quarters. But this will mean we will see the Bucs offense make their way out. And I think you definitely got the, what I would argue is the more interesting matchup in just second return up from the 5, 10, 15, 20, cuts to the near side, 25-30, got a bit of a hole, 35-40, kicker to beat, over midfield. There is a flag thrown, but it's a great return, but it's more than likely coming back. And it will be coming back for a hold. So it was looking to be a 50-yard return. Will be brought back for a Tampa Bay holding. So we'll see if we get a replay on this one. Yep. Yeah, grabbed him around the shoulder. And so, that is definitely a hold. So that'll push Tampa all the way back to their own 15-yard line here. So all to do now for Baker Mayfield and this Bucs offense. 1st and 10. Mayfield under center. Tight end coming in motion. He'll head back to the far side. Going to be handoff up the middle. And it's going to be Rachaad White up over the 20. So he's going to pick up about 5.5 yards there on 1st down. So a very efficient rush there to start it off. Again, Lions definitely very weak at secondary here. Again, you're starting Rocky Sin, and they just mentioned Eric Hollett in his first NFL start. Mayfield going to go under center again. Going to be checking at the line as the play clock continues to wind down. Mayfield takes snap, fakes the handoff. Has to now escape the pocket, does so, trying to make a man miss, but stumbles in the backfield. He's going to go down for a loss of 1 here. It's going to be Jack Campbell who ends up tripping up and going down. So it'll go down as a sack. And, Lions with a great pass rush. Great Russian 5. Baker doing a great job to avoid it. But again, Baker being able to extend play, that could be something to watch tonight. 3rd down and 6 from their own 19. Mayfield in the gun, takes the snap. Surveying, escaping now to his right, fires, complete, but short of the sticks. And it's going to be short. Sterling Shepard on the grab, but he's only going to pick up about 2 yards there. Amik Robertson on the coverage. And that's going to bring up an early 4th down for this Buccaneers offense. So Baker and this offense stalls out very early. And the Lions D-line, I think, going to be doing a nice job tonight at doing what they can to get to the quarterback. Really try to keep Baker under pressure and force a lot of 3-and-outs. Riley Dixon now going to be punting away to Khalif Raymond on 4th and 3. Snap is back, punt is away cleanly. Going to be hanged, fair catch signaled for at the 35, and that's where it's going to get fielded. So that's where the Lions offense will take back over 1st and 10 with Jared Goff trying to strike again when we come back from this upcoming commercial. So I think, definitely not the way you'd want to start this game if you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, obviously you're missing a lot of pieces. Bucky Irving, definitely the most notable absence in this game. But again, you don't have a ton of, you're running a bit low on tackle depth. Wide receivers are kind of all right, but you got Sterling Shepard stepping up to fill in for Chris Godwin. I do believe you have Mike Evans back, so that could be an interesting name to keep an eye out for as this game continues. But K-Dot and a tight end should be interesting. We saw a lot of 2 tight end looks early on that first series for the Bucs, but definitely got to get something going. And maybe that's on the run game, or maybe trying to get a bit more of a quick pass game, trying to if the Lions. Oh, excuse me. If the Lions do intend on continuing to bring pressure throughout this game, I could see that being a way that the Bucs trying to counter. But we'll have to see exactly how that turns out. But once again, at commercial here, early in the first quarter, Lions about to get the ball back. And now I don't know what to say. I mean, of course, I guess briefly talking, Thursday definitely, with hindsight, it was a fun game to watch because, both teams really went at it. But really, it was, neutral fans and Bengals fans definitely had a good showing there. It was definitely good to see the offense have a good fight, be able to stick with a team when the defense really didn't have its day and give us a shot to win. But the defense really just could not hold on, which was a bit of a shame. So that will certainly happen every now and again. And again, just a bit of a shame to lose that one. Of course, Steelers still pretty comfortably first in the AFC North. But, definitely need to expect better. And of course, this week this upcoming week, I should say, on Sunday Night Football, we will be taking on the Green Bay Packers, which, should hopefully stream for that one. We'll see. I might also meet up with some people. We'll see exactly what happens there. I just got spoiled on what the next play is, but we'll still call it live. Goff going into, motioning into shotgun now. Running back lined up to his right. Goff takes the snap. Surveying, going to fire deep down, and it's going to be complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's going to get over midfield again, and once again it's a big Lions play down to the 40. It's going to be good for 29 yards there, and a fresh set of Lions downs. And so again, it's just, there's the bit of the downside. You played man against Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he got a bit of a beat on you. Now you're going into a bit more of a cover 3 look, and again, Amon-Ra St. Brown does a really nice job at finding the hitch in that zone, and settles in and completes that all the way down to the Tampa 41-yard line. It's going to be a handoff up the middle now to David Montgomery. And Montgomery, though, not going to go much anywhere. Only going to be a pickup of about 1 yard there. It's going to be Smith in there on the that they're highlighting in there on the tackle. Sorry, Tyke Smith making the stop. So to make it second down and 9. Amon-Ra St. Brown as well. Bit of a slower week last week. 9 catches but for only 45 yards. And that one miss was a drop. Goff, play action. Goff surveying, trying to escape, gonna dump it off, gonna find his tight end. That is Brock right on the reception, down to the 35-yard line. So that's gonna be good for it's gonna be good for 5 yards there, apologies. That's gonna make it 3rd down and 4 now. As again, the Lions offense getting right back to work, and it's a 3rd and very manageable here as clock rolls down to 8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Goff in the gun, running back lined up to his left. Lions looking to strike again early in the first quarter. Goff takes a snap, pumps, Continuing to search. Continuing to search. He's hit from behind. The ball's out. That might be a fumble. And they're ruling it as a fumble on the field. The ball is out. It's Diaby who forces it, and the Buccaneers recover. It is a big fumble here. That's going to stifle that Lions drive. We're taking a look at the replay here, and that ball is most certainly out. And yeah, that ball is certainly out well before Goss Hand starts making it forward. So that will stand. And so the Bucs defense coming up big here to keep the Lions off of the board. It's 90. So yeah, it is Diaby on the force. It's Yaya Diaby getting that ball free, and I believe it's Greg Gaines diving on top of it. But big moment there to try and swing momentum in the early part of this game, where it was looking like it was all Tampa Bay, all Detroit. But now Tampa Bay looking to get back in it. All right, clearing some notifications, and I'm muting. Yeah, because I accidentally had a sleeper. Let's see, app info. Can I pause notifications? I can't. Well, that sucks. But, oh well. We'll try to not pay attention to those as they pop up. But yeah, those will happen. Every now and again. But hey, that's all. But to commercial once again as the Bucs retake possession for what will be their second drive of the football game. They are reviewing it, I believe, just to confirm what exactly happened. So I believe that is what we are in commercial right now waiting on. But again, at commercial here. But definitely, again, big moment for the Bucs. Obviously got gashed on that first play with that big connection to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I am very happy to have in fantasy today. So that'll definitely be interesting to watch. Definitely want to see Baker get back to it because I have Amon-Ra and Baker. And who does my opponent have left? Also, Mike Evans is playing, right? I just need to hope AJ Brown isn't subbed in. AJ Brown is not subbed. So we're definitely good there, which is big because that would have been a lot of points. Yeah, that would have been 28 points. Good Lord. So yeah, I definitely lucked out on that one. So we'll take it. Yeah. So, and it is confirmed. So it will be 1st and 10 Tampa from their own 40 now. So really good field position. Baker checking at the line. He'll go out into shotgun now. Mayfield in the gun, running back to his left. Lions bringing 5 once again. It's going to be a quick screen. Flag thrown early. And flag is now thrown. I believe it's going to be a false start on the screen to Tez Johnson. And it will. So it is an early 3rd penalty. Or is this... No, it is the 3rd penalty here on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That'll push them back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15. So 1st and 15 now for the Bucs. Mayfield in the gun, running back to his left. Looking to pass. 4-man rush. Mayfield looking deep down the left-hand side. Intended for Mike Evans. But that ball going to find incomplete. As Mayfield's probable top target of the night in his return. Mayfield, meanwhile, 5-1 so far this season. 257 passing yards a game and 12 touchdowns. Both of which top 4 in the NFL entering Week 6. Only 1 interception so far this season as well. But again, 2nd and 15 now. So again, Bucs being in challenging situations here on offense early as Detroit dialing up the pressure. Bring it forward again, though. Mayfield in the pocket. Over the middle. Complete to Kate Otten. Up over the 40 to the 43. So that'll be good for 8 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and 7. As Mayfield doing a nice job to close the distance. Also, Mayfield's first completion of the night. That ball was batted at the line as well. Derek Barnes getting up and getting a hand to it. So great work adjusting by Otten. It definitely looked a bit wobbly off the line. I wasn't sure if it did get deflected or not. So 3rd and 7. 7 minutes left to go now. We're taking a look at Kelvin Shepard on the sideline. And it's going to be empty set for the Buccaneers. Mayfield takes a snap. 3-man rush. Quick screen. Out to the right. And tackled in the backfield. Big hit immediately. And Jack Campbell flying in to make the stop. And it is 2 blisteringly quick stops for this Detroit defense early in this football game. As that screen looking for Rashad White. And yeah, just nobody getting out to block, or tight end not getting out to block in time. And that's a great play by the Lions middle linebacker. So that'll bring out the punt unit again here. There'll be a loss of 3 there. It'll bring it back to 4th and 9. So Riley Dixon will punt it away for the 2nd time again. This one's going to be hit down inside the 15. It's going to be fair caught for at the 13-yard line. And that's where the Lions will take back over after another commercial break. So we've had a whole bunch of possession changes, and now we're getting another commercial break with 6:08 left to go in the first quarter. Score remains Lions 7, Bucks 0. Oh my gosh. Definitely got very close to sneezing there. But I don't know if this game has gone as I've expected or not. It feels like we were much deeper into the game, considering we're already on possession 5 in this one, which is definitely something important to keep in mind. But Lions offense has moved pretty unopposed. I've been very surprised with how this Lions defense has worked. So I think you're definitely seeing, and I think that the health of that Lions pass rush is certainly going to be of benefit to the Lions over the course of this game, because having certainly all your main pieces there, and being able to dial up pressure against again a not full strength Bucks O-line definitely should be a continued factor as this game progresses. Again, far from being over, still a lot that could happen. And ultimately, who did I take in this game? I think I picked the Lions. Let's find out. Really, I just want both Baker and Amon-Ra to have nice games for fantasy reasons. Let's see. Who did I take in pick'ems? I've correctly guessed 69 games so far. I did take the Bucks, so we'll see how that continues to age. I don't know. It definitely was the underdog pick in this one. 66% of people on ESPN picked the Lions. 34% picked the Bucks. I feel like I definitely picked more off of vibes this week because I took the Falcons. I took the Vikings against the Eagles. Who else did I also take? Nobody else. Those were the 2 games that I picked off of vibes, and they failed. So we'll see if we go over 3 on games picked for vibes. But we are coming out of commercial here. As again, still early gonna be, I think, about 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes, 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Goff gonna be under center here on 1st and 10. Amon-Ra going to come in motion back to the near side. It's going to be handoff up the middle for Gibbs. But again, the running game hasn't been anything super explosive here for the Lions early. That one's going to pick up about 3 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 now for the Detroit Lions. Of course, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, all having career resurgences here. And of course, all of their old teams are struggling. Again, 2nd down and 7 now. About 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Gibbs lined up to Goff's right. Amon-Ra in motion to the far side. It's going to be a quick out route to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to make a man miss up over the 30 now as he scampers away and gets up to the 33. So it's another chunk play there for the Lions. Thanks to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was the rookie Benjamin Morrison on the coverage. And the guy who Amon-Ra made miss before he was... Actually, I'm sorry, I believe it was Morrison on the recovery. Was the man who eventually forced St. Brown out of bounds. But it is another far set of downs here for the Lions as they look to get right back to work after the Jared Goff fumble. Under 5 to play now. Goff under center. Hand off to Gibbs, running right. Going to get about 4 yards there. And again, I think you're seeing that kind of downhill running of Gibbs and that speed really proving a factor. Because these runs, not really looking like much, but he's still picking up 3 to 4 yards a carry, which really is what you need to kind of stay on rhythm in a game like this. So 2nd down and 6. That was Antoine Winfield on the most recent tackle, by the way. Goff takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Going to be Gibbs once again. Up over the 40, sheds a tackle, 1st down. And first kind of real chunk run we've seen on the day for the Lions. This one's going to go for 7 yards before he's eventually upended. And again, it's a nice move there from this Detroit offense, getting that ball rolling, trying to get some momentum. Keep that foot to the floor. Goff fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, looking downfield, pumps, going to take off running up over midfield, going to step out of bounds at the Tampa 47-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 6 yards there as Goff goes scrambling. And so that's going to make it now 2nd down and 4. And again, I think just trying to keep Lions also showing a little bit of a change in tempo there. Just trying to keep this Bucs defense off balance as this game continues. Under 3.5 now to play in the 1st quarter. Lions back into Bucs territory for the 3rd time today. Goff takes a snap, looking quick to his right, to Gibbs. Up over the 40, down to the 35, to the 30, cuts it inside, and is taken down at the 23-yard line. So again, you're seeing Lions doing a nice job getting players into open space. The 2nd time, we've seen a little, quick little pass out to Gibbs in the flat. Good blocking downfield by Sam Laporta as well on that escort. And again, it's just been very precise here for the Detroit Lions. Gibbs, 24 rushing yards, 54 receiving yards already tonight. And we're just under 3 minutes to go in the 1st. It's going to be a toss to Gibbs, running left. This time he's going to be met in the backfield and spun down back at the 28-yard line. It's Vita Vea in there on the tackle. And it's the big Tampa nose tackle finding his way home for the first time tonight. And it is a great move. Just working in one-on-one with, I believe that's Rutledge, the Detroit right guard. And he just wins his fight, and Gibbs nowhere to go. It's also Yaya Diaby getting some momentum up front there, contributing to that 3-yard loss. Detroit now pushed back to the Tampa 26. Goff in the gun. 4-man rush for the Bucs. Goff steps, throws, and it's going to be complete back up to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here. It was, I believe, number 89, who I believe is Brock Wright on the catch. 89 is Brock Wright making the catch for the Lions. So they're going to go 3rd and 9 on the broadcast. Goff, though, been very efficient tonight, 7-8 for 130 and a touchdown. Can he get it done here again on 3rd down and 9 in the gun? Running back lined up to his right. Goff looking left, steps up in the pocket, fires, complete. It's going to be complete to, I believe that's Khalif Raymond, who is only going to get down to the 15. That's going to make it 4th down and 2. It's Antoine Winfield making the stop for the Buccaneers. And so what is the call now for Dan Campbell? And the offense is going to stay out on the field here on 4th down and 2. The offense, of course, has been incredibly efficient here. 4th down in opponent's territory. The Lions have gone for it 45% of the time, regardless of distance. Again, this time from the 45. Goff in the gun. Gibbs lined up to his left. Motion. Goff looking left. Firing towards the end zone. Overthrown. Looking for Isaac Tesla. little bit of contact, but there are no flags, and that pass going to fall incomplete. And so the Lions going to turn it over on downs here. And the Bucs defense continuing to hold firm here as we're looking at a replay. As again, was just looking at a bit of a goal line fade for Tesla. And no, there was a little bit of, maybe a little bit of a grab between Morrison and Tesla, but that ball just overthrown by Goff. You're not seeing a lot of, what's the word? Complaining from Goff on that play, appealing for any pass interference. And so the Bucs offense going to take back over with 43 seconds left to go now. 1st and 10 from their own 15. Mayfield in the pistol here. Going to be checking at the line. Play clock is winding down, though. Going to hand it off up the middle to Rachaad White. That one only going to go for about a yard, though, on what I imagine is going to be the final play here of this first quarter. Is Lopez and Hutchinson, who they're highlighting, making the stop there on 1st down. So we'll see what happens here. But Tampa has had a lot of struggles on offense early, and really, this first quarter has been, I feel like it's gone by pretty quickly, but it's been pretty lopsided, and that will be the end of the first quarter here. We'll head into the second, and after that opening drive touchdown with Jared Goff connecting to Amon-Ra St. Brown, that is the difference here as the score: Lions 7, Bucs 0. And once again, going to be heading to commercial here. But yeah, that was a very, prompt first quarter, especially by NFL standards. I don't know. It was good. That was an enjoyable first quarter. Except, but when the Bucs offense was on the field, definitely slowed down a little bit. But we'll see how some of this continues. But once again, at commercial here during the first quarter break. Who is on Dancing with the Stars? Is there anybody interesting on Dancing with the Stars? I feel like every once in a while, Dancing with the Stars comes on, and it's just interesting who all is on it. But, alright, let's find out. Dancing with the Stars. Nope, not Dancing Airman. Let's see. Who are the competitors this year? Just because I'm curious, and we're in commercial, so that's why we're looking it up. There we go. Let's see, was there any interesting ones? Let's see. Is there anybody that I know? Jordan Childs, definitely it. Yeah, Jordan Childs is a name that I heard. Let's see. Yeah, Dylan Efron. Corey Feldman sounds. Oh, yeah, okay. Corey Feldman sounds familiar. Oh, hey, it's Robert Irwin. That's cool. Huh. Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day, and sometimes it's just who's currently on Dancing with the Stars. But we are coming out of the commercial here, and the Lions really dominated that first quarter. 20 plays, 160 yards to the Bucs. 7 plays for 15 yards. But again, still remains only a one-score game after the Jared Goff fumble and then the turnover on downs. Mayfield under center here. 2nd and 9 from just outside the Buccaneers 16. Fakes the handoff here. Mayfield stepping up, firing deep down the left-hand side. Looking for Mike Evans. Did he come down with that? What a catch by Mike Evans. There are 2 flags. That is an incredible one-handed snag by Mike Evans. We're waiting to hear what the penalties are. So I think it would be looking at it, I think it would be incomplete. But yeah, it is. I believe it is going to be pass interference there. It was Rocky Sin on the coverage. So there's holding on the Lions, and there is also pass interference on the Lions. So whether or not that ball was caught, it will still be a massive gain here. So they're gonna say it was an incomplete pass to Mike Evans, but it's a hell of an effort to even come down with that football. But first penalty of the game against the Detroit Lions, and it'll be a big one. And, Rocky Scene's not in bad coverage. He just kind of grabs the shoulder pad a little bit, or grabs the jersey a little bit, pulls up over the shoulder pad, and that's, I think, what got called there. But Mayfield, under center, pushes the Buccaneers all the way up to their own 40. So going to be about a 24-yard penalty. Handoff up the middle. Rachaad White only going to get as far as maybe the 42-yard line there before he is taken down. And so that'll make it 2nd down and 8 here. So will that penalty give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a little bit of momentum when they really need it? Baker Mayfield, only 3 of 4 for 9 yards so far tonight. Has been also sacked once. 2nd and 8 from the 42. Mayfield takes the snap. Looking. Pumps. Fires. Check down to White. Getting up over the 45 and going to be wrapped up and taken down, but not before he gets up to the 47-yard line. So again, a nice pickup there. That'll be good for 5 yards. It'll make it 3rd down and 3. And, I think the thing with Mayfield tonight as well is that he's been under pressure a lot. That's, again, you really want to go after this depleted Lions secondary. But I think the trouble is just how good this Lions pass rush is as well, is really making a difference, is really trying to help, I don't say cover up that weakness, but certainly help compensate for it. 3rd and 3 now from their own 47. Mayfield in the gun. White lined up to his left. Takes the snap. Mayfield looking, pumps, fires, batted down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to fall incomplete. It's a Lee McNeil getting a hand up there. Well, that's a 2nd pass deflection of the night for this Lions pass rush. And again, this Bucs offense really can just find no momentum here in the early stages of this game. And once again, they're going to have to punt it away. Again, this Lions front 7 is playing incredibly well. And even the Lions secondary is still doing good. You got a lot of talent in this Bucs receiver room. Snap is back, punt is away. Fair catch signal for and fielded at the 14-yard line. And so that's where the Lions will take back over. 13-16 left to go here in the first half. And we're once again headed to another commercial break. And so will the Lions now potentially have a chance to put some more points on the board? We'll see when we come back. All right, breathe. Remember to breathe. Breathing is important. Definitely something important to keep in mind as we continue to make our way through this game. Actually, I think I have water, so I'm going to go grab that real quick while we're at commercial break, because hydration is important. All right, there we go. We have hydration. And importantly, it's healthy hydration. Definitely appreciate having some water here. Ugh. All right. Huh. All right. Ugh. But again, at commercial here. Again, Lions have really just dominated this game. I don't think 7-0 really shows what the score is. It's been back to back great holds by this Bucs defense. Just trying to keep a really fired up Lions team, thanks to a lot of this crowd at bay. But we'll see if some of that can continue. 13-16 left to go in the half. And the Lions offense back on the field. Goff, 8 of 10 for 137 yards and a touchdown tonight. It's Montgomery in the game. Fakes the handoff here. Goff having to move to his right, going to be dumping off to Montgomery. He gets up over the 25, all the way up to the 30 on a nice little running back screen there. And that play looked like it was going to get blown up quickly, not only at the line of scrimmage, but just after as well, after the pass was completed. As again, it's great blocking down the field by this Lions team. Lions 114 yards after the catch today. So again, it's just been getting players into space that has made the difference early in this one. 12:37, 12:36, 12:35. Left to go in the half. Goff going to go under center again. Raymond goes in motion. Going to be handoff once again to Montgomery. He's going to be met in the backfield and taken down for about a 3-yard loss there. It's Vita Vea again finding his way home. It's also Smith, the nickelback for the Buccaneers in there on the tackle. Let me just check his first name. Tyke Smith in there as well, helping to make the stop. Goff under center once again. Second down and 12 now, and we got multiple flags thrown. And Lions already moving back. It's going to be a false start here. And it is. It's Penei Sewell getting charged for the false start here. So definitely not what you want to see from your first team All-Pro tackle. So it'll be second down and 17 now. Pushed back to their own 21-yard line. Goff remains in the gun. Montgomery going to be lined up to his left. Goff takes the snap. Surveying, firing quickly over the middle, complete. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get all the way up to the 35-yard line. So that's going to be good for 13 yards there. And again, it's just been a lot of getting your receivers set up for after the catch. And again, good stutter step by St. Brown, working on that zone coverage. And Goff hits him in stride and just takes off they just take off up the field. Again, gives them a much more manageable situation to try and convert here on third down. It's going to be third down and 5. Bucs showing pressure here. Checks at the line. Trips once to the near side for the Lions. Goff in the gun, running back to his right. Takes a snap. Big rush for the Bucs. Goff trying to escape. He's going to go down back at his own 22. And again, it's the Bucs defense doing a great job to hold firm here. It's Servassier Dennis who finds home on Jared Goff for the first Tampa Bay sack of the night. And the Bucs defense, again, doing a great job at finding a way to contain this Lions offense. And the blitz here on third down, it's great work from Dennis as well. Working on David Montgomery, just gives him a little sidestep. And he's gone. And for the first time tonight, we're seeing the Lions punt unit out. Jack Fox out to punt it away, and it is awake cleanly. Going to be fielded at 25, up over the 30 on the return to the 35 before he's wrapped up at the 36-yard line. And so that's where the Bucs offense will start back up again. And so your score remains only 7-0. And with 10:08 left to go, now is just the chance for the Buccaneers offense to potentially get anything going. Again, 10:08 to go in the first. What game? Where are we in this game? 10:08 left in the first half. Score remains 7-0. Agua. Agua is needed. But again, at commercial here, once again, here in the third quarter. Congratulations, Southwest. You got rid of see when you get on the plane, which is your main thing that is different. Oh wait, Dre Greenlaw chased and verbally abused a referee? What? Okay, so Dre Greenlaw is suspended. Okay, I need to watch this Dre Greenlaw clip real quick. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, Dre Greenlaw's went right after the ref. So I don't know what happened there. But yeah, Dre Greenlaw in his first game back for the Broncos is immediately suspended. So have fun spending another game on the sidelines, buddy. I'm sure that's what you intended. Oh. But again, at commercial here, Bucs again. The Bucs have just been shut down today on offense. And Goff's been efficient, 10-12 for 164 and a touchdown. But again, the fumble, the turnover on downs, and then the sack on that fourth drive have been pretty big. Mayfield under center here, 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, play action. Mayfield looking deep again, down the right-hand side. Again, going to overthrow his man. It's Evans and Teron Johnson, both in the area and colliding as they went up for that one. So trying to figure out what happened here. Yeah, just double out routes there, and I think Evans just goes too deep. So another incompletion for Baker Mayfield. So again, it's been a big struggle here. Only first down for the Bucs so far tonight has been by penalty. Mayfield takes a snap, looking, firing, complete to Egbuka, who's going to pick up 4 yards there, up to the 40-yard line. Rocky Sin on the tackle. So that'll make it 3rd down and 6. And so we'll have to see again. Lions basically on a complete second choice secondary here, with all of their first choice starters out. Mayfield in the gun once again. 3 wide receivers spread to the far side. Mayfield takes a snap. 4-man rush. Mayfield stepping up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Complete. And it's going to be close. And they are going to give the Bucs a first down here. It's Cade Otton on the reception. And it'll be good for exactly 6 yards. And a Tampa Bay first down here. And it's definitely close on the first down here. Also, you got multiple people chipping Aiden Hutchinson. So just trying to keep him out of this game. But it's the first down of the night, not by penalties, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mayfield takes snap. Blitz from the Lions. Mayfield looking deep down the right-hand side again. And a miscommunication there between the quarterback and his wide receiver on what looked to be a choice route. And so that'll make it 2nd down and 10. It was Teron Johnson that he was looking for there. Evans saying something with the side judge. So Evans is unhappy. Not sure what Evans is unhappy about, but it's something. And so that'll make it 2nd down and 10 again here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tez Johnson already getting multiple targets so far after only having 1 for 45 and a touchdown last week. Going to be a handoff up the middle. It's going to be to Tucker here. So that's going to be Sean Tucker on the up the middle. That'll be good for 4 again. So Bucks doing a nice job but still making it a 3rd and manageable. It's now 3rd down and 6. As it's 8:05, 8:04, 8:03 left to go here in the first half. Again, 3rd down and 6. Hutchinson with a sack in each of the last 5 games, which is a franchise record. Bucks at midfield now. Mayfield. Egbuka in motion. Takes snap. 3rd down and 6. Big rush from the Lions. Mayfield standing in. Fires. It's going to be incomplete. Looking for Mike Evans. Rocky Sin knocking him out of bounds. As I think Evans only getting 1 foot down. And yeah, Yassin just pushing him out of bounds. And yeah, Evans unable to get that 2nd foot down. And so that will be incomplete. And again, it's not by lack of trying that the Bucs haven't really gotten anything going. It's been a lot of good plays by this Detroit defense. I'm going to bring out the punt unit once again for Tampa Bay. A little bit of pressure there, but the punt is away. It's going to be fair catch signaled for at the 12 by Khalif Raymond. And that's where the Lions will take back over. 7:35 left to go, and we're cutting to another commercial. So commercial break again here in Detroit. And again, it's once again in the Bucs defense. Try and hold firm. Try and keep this game manageable. As they've done pretty well so far. But again, we'll see if that continues. But still, definitely a tall order for this Tampa Bay side. All right. Water is always good. But again, at commercial here in the 2nd quarter, the score still 7-0. I don't think a Hyundai Palisade is that much of a looker. Oh, it's a hybrid. Well, that's cool. But yeah, still 7-0. Again, the Bucs deep. I mean, if you're the Bucs, at least you got a 1st down on that last drive. But like, it's really only so much. I think it's definitely been surprising at just how well this Lions defense has been playing. And again, if you're, I think there is still the, the Lions offense, or the Lions defense and the Bucs offense are pretty equally banged up. So maybe that's why it's been, tougher sledding than maybe you'd expect, based on the Bucs kind of opening to this season. Hey, Logan, what up? Definitely been an interesting start to this game. Lions have really dominated. But yeah, surprisingly, the score only 7-0 here. Definitely been pretty much all Lions here in the early stages. But again, still a lot of game left to be played. Lions about to take over from their own 12 after the 4th Buccaneers punt of the night. And again, it's just been tough sledding. Lions have been really good at getting pressure. The Bucs really haven't gotten anything going in the run game. And I think it's definitely a big shout out to the Bucks defense, who has managed to find ways to keep uh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers off the scoreboard. Fumble, turnover on downs, sack on the last drive, and already on this drive, you're getting a flag again on the Lions for false start. So that's going to quickly push the Lions back to a 1st and 15. It's Taylor Decker this time getting called for the false start. Jamal Dean, meanwhile, just checking back into the game for Tampa, was on the sideline for a pretty extended period, but he'll come back out onto the field here for 1st down and 15. Lions push back all the way to their own 8. It's Gibbs in the game. He'll get a handoff up the middle. He's going to spin out of a tackle, try and bounce to the outside, up over the 10, trying to get to the edge. He will. He'll get up to the 14-yard line. So great work for Jahmyr Gibbs there. Is Kyle Allen in? There is a flag, by the way. And it looks like it's going to be on Detroit again here. And I think Dan Campbell, not using his greatest language. So we got an illegal block in the back on Khalif Raymond. Looked to be somebody on the Lions potentially appealing for a face mask, but I certainly didn't, it was a bit of a hand to the face, but certainly was no grabbing of the face mask. We're taking a look at a potential illegal block in the back, and that is, I think, that's in a bit of a block in the back by Khalif Raymond. Just kind of times that poorly. And so that takes out a 6-yard run here for the Detroit Lions. And the crowd is upset at that block in the back. I think it is a little bit ticky-tacky, but I don't think it's abysmal there. So it's going to be 1st and 17 now. Okay. No, they're saying it's not a foul for a face mask on the tackle. Winfield actually did a really nice job. He got his hand up next to the face mask, but he didn't grab onto it. So that's why there was no flag for face mask on that one. Definitely a tight call, but it's now going to be 1st and 17 for the Detroit Lions. Goff, handoff up the middle. Gibbs going to be dancing around, only going to get as far as the 8-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 here. So it's only going to pick up 2 there. Put $40 on the Lions. Hey, more power to you. At this point, I don't put bets on. I think the first bet, it would have been a while. It was a while ago now. But it was whatever the promo was. Levante David is down, by the way. So Levante David of the Buccaneers is down. So that's certainly not good for this Buccaneers defense. I think the good thing here is that it will be 2nd down and 14, and they're quickly cutting to commercial here in the second quarter after that David injury. I kind of stopped putting too much money on games, partially because my luck was terrible. I think it would be interesting to do I'm going to put a dollar on every game on the money line in a given season. Because, put a dollar on the money line every game, and then, take whatever I'm up at the end. Gotta go, check in later. Cool, man. Thank you for dropping by. Always appreciate it. Definitely drop a like if you haven't done so already. That's definitely appreciated. But, hey, even if you can just swing by for only a couple of minutes, that is always appreciated. Apologies, I got a text message, so I had to look down for that real quick. But, definitely going to be interesting things to keep in mind. But maybe that's a next season thing is put a dollar on the money line of every single game, and then at the end of the year, do it all, take all the winnings, or take however much I'm up, put it on the Super Bowl, or if I'm down, then try and make it back with the Super Bowl. But I don't know. But again, gonna be 2nd and 14 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for the Detroit Lions. Apologies. Once we get back from the Levante David injury. Of course, we're getting a lot of these Amazon ads, which is funny with AWS being down. But just doing the one game tonight. We're just chilling out. I think these doubleheaders are sometimes easy to pick, but also, I want to stop streaming at a decent hour. David does seem to be up and okay on the sidelines, by the way. Of course, Levante David's been in the league for 14 years. Damn. God damn, man. 2nd down and 14, though, for the Lions. Clock now rolling. 6:40 left to play here in the first. Goff in the gun. Takes a snap. Looking right. Looking back over the middle. Sitting in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Complete to Khalif Raymond. Up over the 15. He'll get knocked down at the 17-yard line. It's going to be Parrish on the tackle. It's going to make it 3rd down and 6. So gain 8 there on the completion to Raymond. So the Lions looking to get the momentum back rolling here. But again, for the Bucs, again, it's another big, big moment in this game. 3rd and 6. Goff takes a snap. Blitz from the Bucs. Delayed blitz. Goff standing in the pocket looking. He's going to skip that ball just short of Khalif Raymond. There is a flag thrown. Goff pointing towards the Buccaneers. And we've got an illegal contact again on the Buccaneers. This time it's on Jamel Dean. And Dean on Amon-Ra St. Brown here. And looks like Dean just trips and also causes St. Brown to stumble. I'm not sure about that one. Did give him a little bit of a grab, though. Pushes Lions up to 22, and with a fresh set of downs, it's going to be Gibbs and Montgomery up the middle. He's got a hole up over midfield, 45, 40, 35, 30. It's Gibbs, 15, 10, 5. Gibbs gone. It's going to be for 78 yards, and it's a huge Detroit touchdown as Jahmyr Gibbs goes flying into the end zone, and in a flash, the Lions get back on the scoreboard, actually struggling since that opening touchdown drive. With 5:51, they extend the lead now to 13-0. And it's Gibbs breaking out a huge one. So Gibbs fantasy owners rejoice because he has had himself a day so far. I believe that puts him at already 150 scrimmage yards in this game. And a drive that, got pushed all the way back to the Detroit 7 results in a 4-play touchdown. PAT is up. PAT is good. And Detroit extends their advantage to 14-0 in a game that, again, is going to be incredibly difficult for Tampa Bay to start to close that gap. So I don't believe we're going to commercial here. So we'll see what goes on here. Fucking hair. I'm trying to figure out if there's spare hairs that I can get out. There's some occasional that are in there. But again, it's a great work blocking up front by this Lions defensive front. And it looked like Montgomery initially, but Gibbs untouched the entire distance. Raymond doing a great job at blocking at the second level. Rutledge doing a great job, Laporta doing a great job on the outside. And Gibbs is just gone. Huge touchdown for the Detroit Lions here in the second quarter. And just, like lightning. Jahmyr Gibbs, 160 scrimmage yards already tonight and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, what is that, 37th career touchdown? And so that draft pick certainly not being scoffed at now. This kick going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And so Baker Mayfield, again, trying to get something going here in this first half. Again, this hill has continued to get tougher and tougher to summit as this has continued. 5:51 here in the second. Baker Mayfield only 6 of 11 for 24 yards so far tonight. 1st and 10. Bucks only 36 yards of offense as a team, this time starting from their 35. Mayfield, Rachaad White, handoff to the left. Going to stiff arm a man. Going to try to clear it upfield. He'll only get as far as the 40, though. But it's a nice 5-yard pickup here on 1st down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, just trying to get something going as Arthur Millette gets stiff-armed. But again, it's great rallying from the rest of this Lions secondary. It's Harper, who is one of the main guys in there on the stop, along with Yasin. But it's up over the 40. Still going to be 2nd down and 5. Mayfield under center here. Play action. Mayfield stepping out of the pocket. Going deep again down the left-hand side. He's got a man. Complete. No, incomplete. Looking for Mike Evans. And Evans is down. Yeah, Evans is down here. Evans, again, just couldn't quite come away with it. Evans hasn't moved off the turf. It's Yasin again on coverage. So this clock is going to be stopped with 5 minutes left to go here in the second. Yeah, I mean, Evans had secured that catch pretty much. But it comes out at the end. So it's down to whatever this injury is for Mike Evans. He's slumped over. This is not good. Yeah, this is not good for Mike Evans. As he's sitting up now. He's up on a knee. So not sure ultimately what happened here, but definitely good to see Evans up on a knee. But it might be a concussion. Because Evans did not move. He is up on his feet. Yeah, I think it's got to be a concussion. I think Evans is concussed here. He is walking to the sideline under his own power. But he looks loopy here. This is almost certainly a concussion for Mike Evans. Yeah, this is a concussion for Evans. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 now, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be Evans' night done. Again, looked very close to a big play, to the big-time Tampa target. Tampa only 1 of 5 on 3rd down so far today. It's a big one with 5 minutes left to go in the half. Mayfield in the gun from the Tampa 40. Mayfield takes a snap. Mayfield looking, pumps, tries to escape. He's not going to escape. He's going to go down for a loss of 6. It's Aleem McNeil with a big play here. And again, this Lions defense continues to absolutely smother this Tampa offense. Yeah, I mean, it's either tight one-on-one or double deeper down the field. And again, it's just the coverage is tight enough where the pass rush is finding their way home. So Riley Dixon again gonna punt it away. Fair catch signal for at the 14, and it will be fielded to be returned. So 4:13 left to go. And so here we go. Lions offense retaking the field. Of course, that last play was that 78-yard rushing touchdown by Jahmyr Gibbs. You've seen tonight 2 tackles, 2 passes broken up. So he's had a hell of a night. 1st and 10, though, from their own 14. It's Montgomery checking in the game for the Lions. Goff in the gun. Takes the snap. Looking right. Stepping up with the pocket. Going to try to dump it off to Montgomery. Going to be complete, but only for about 3 yards here on 1st down. It's Dennis flying in to make the tackle. So 2nd down and 7. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, again, shout out to the Lions secondary. They've played incredibly well. They've held the Bucs to only 17 passing yards. Goff looking to throw once again. Looking down the right-hand side. Great little back shoulder throw. There is a flag. It was complete to Jamison Williams. On what was a throw that was enough for a 1st down. And so we got pass interference on the offense. So it's only called on Jamison Williams. They were talking on commentary that there may have also been a penalty on Jamel Dean. So they're going to say no foul on the near side of the field. But yeah, there is a push off by Jamison Williams there. We're looking at Jamel Dean. And that looked like there should have been a flag there. But it's going to be 2nd and 15 here for the Detroit Lions now. Pushed all the way back to their 9. Jamison Williams, that would have been his first target of the night. He otherwise has not been targeted. Empty set for the Lions. Goff takes the snap. Looking. Firing. Down that left-hand seam. Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that's going to fall incomplete just beyond his outstretched hands. And it's now 3rd and 15 for the Lions. Again, the Bucs defense has continued to give this team a shot. Lions so far this season, 0 for 18 on 3rd down and 10 or more. So again, Baker has an opportunity to close up this gap. Goff in the gun. Montgomery to his left. Takes a snap. Looking left. Fires. Going to be batted down. Incomplete. Pressure in his face. It's Roberts of Tampa Bay getting the pressure home. As it's Elijah Roberts, the rookie, finding his way home. As Elijah Roberts works out great. Kind of gets let through as Detroit looking for a bit of a halfback screen. And could have very easily been either a safety or just, picked in the end zone. And there is a refs you suck chant underway in Detroit. And we field it back inside up over the 30, 35, sheds a man, only gets up as far as the 37. And that's where the tackle will be made. But Detroit very unhappy with the officiating so far tonight. Though I believe it's been very equal. Mike Evans can get carted off here. So Evans definitely in some sort of large amount of pain as we see as they're reporting as he gets carted off. But Tampa now working from their own 38, first and 10. Empty set for Baker Mayfield. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Lions showing potential pressure at the line. They'll bring it. Mayfield looking over the middle, complete. Sterling Shepard, ball is out, and it's going to be recovered by the Lions. Detroit recovers. Aiden Hutchinson jumps on top of it, and what looked like a potential big play, it's a Meek Robertson punching the ball free. And just when you see an opportunity for Tampa to try and get something going, this Lions secondary continues to rally and work hard, and it's a great punch in there by Meek Robertson on Sterling Shepard. And that's big there. And yeah, he definitely has possession. Yeah, that's certainly a fumble. And that gives the Lions great field position. And again, this Detroit defense continues to be scrappy, to fly around, and continues to make plays. So the Detroit offense going back on the field now. Again, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Goff under center. Montgomery in the game as the single back. 2:43 left to go in the half. Goff checking at the line. And again, for the Tampa defense, you've done as much as you can. It's going to be Montgomery making a man miss. And you're going to pick up 5 here. Servassier Dennis eventually making the stop. And it is, they are reporting it is, it's concussion and shoulder for Mike Evans, which is interesting. But I think concussion is the big thing there. It's going to be Montgomery up the middle again, but he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and taken down. It's Diaby who was first in there. It was Yaya Diaby first in there coming off the edge. And that will now take us down to the 2-minute warning. When we come back, it will be 3rd down and 6. But again, great play from that Tampa defense to continue, just trying to do everything they can to give this team a shot. But a big play there. Obviously, big run by Gibbs. But a big play on the punch out by that Detroit defense. And so your score 14-0 as we head into the 2-minute timeout. I feel like I've been talking really quick this game. I'm not sure if that's just me or what the hell is going on here, but it feels like it. So who knows how this will continue. All right. Ugh. But I don't know. It's been very dominant from the Lions. So the Lions might be back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see. We'll close you. All right. Yeah, this game definitely hasn't been as tired as I thought it would. Also, I'm regretting starting. Of course, this is the 1 week I decided to start Baker over Herbert. I mean, again, luckily St. Brown is still playing well, so we're still looking good there. And I mean, Mike Evans now being out sucks, but it's good for me in fantasy, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Mike Evans, no catches on 4 targets. Ugh. And Baker Mayfield in fantasy only has 1 point so far. Justin Fields went 6 of 12 for 46 yards, had 4 carries for 22 yards, and ended with 4 points. Is Fields hurt? Yeah, Tyrod Taylor was in the game, so I don't know if he got benched or what. But something certainly happened there. Coming out of commercial, though, in the 2-minute break, Detroit trying to strike one more time before half. 33 plays, 274 yards offense for the Lions, 20 plays for only 36 yards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3rd down and 5. Goff working from the 42. Check at the line. Montgomery now going to line up to his left. Takes the snap. Goff looking, firing over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Jameson Williams. Ball was low as well. But that'll make it 4th and 5. And so Jake Bates and the Lions field goal unit will make their way out for the first field goal attempt of the game. So we'll line up here for 3 points. It's going to be a 55-yard attempt, more or less. Hey, welcome back. 55-yard attempt incoming from Jake Bates from the left hash. 1:56 left to go in the half. Snap, hold, kick. He missed it. He missed it wide to the left. So the score will remain 14-0. So Bucs defense works well there to hold on and give their offense a chance to put points up on the board after the Sterling Shepard fumble. And so again, you're just trying to do anything to give your team life if you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. And that certainly helps you out there. But yeah, Jake Bates unable to put it through. And so the Bucs get the ball on their own 45 now. Where is everyone else? People are just chilling out. Plus, it's not a Steelers game. I don't imagine a ton of people are showing up. Mayfield takes the snap. Looking, stepping out of the pocket. Pumps, fires, looking for Cade Otton. And what is the ruling going to be here? They're going to say, I think Cade Otton wrestles this ball away from Arthur Millette. Yeah, Cade Otton will make the catch here. In chat? No, I mean, there's not that many people in chat. I don't know. It happens. So, plus, I'm happy if people want to lurk as well. Mayfield takes snap again. Going to get whistled dead, though, here on 2nd down and 6. Ref you suck chants are starting again. And that plays under review. It may go. This may be an interception. It's very tied up here. It's very close between Otton and Millette. I don't think they're going to overturn this. It's very close. Here's the thing. I don't think either player really has control here. So basically, the throw to Otton is a little bit high. He tries to snag it with one hand. Millette comes in, gets it pretty close to his body, but they're still wrestling for it pretty much the whole way. It's pretty even. It's very tight. I think this is going to stand as called on the field. And the crowd's going to be unhappy either way. I think the officiating hasn't been as bad tonight as the Lions fans in attendance. And they're ruling it as a pick. Arthur Millette is given the interception here. And it's back-to-back turnovers, effectively back-to-back fumbles here, though that one will go down as a Baker Mayfield interception. And it is another turnover for this Lions defense. And especially this Lions secondary, who has been flying all over the place. And with 1:46, the Detroit offense gets right back on the field and takes back over. Yeah, this Lions defense is flying all over the board. Goff, snap, handoff up the middle. Gonna go nowhere. So it's going to pick up 1 yard there. It's Jahmyr Gibbs on the handoff up the middle. Again, this Tampa Bay defense is basically, given a Sisyphean task here, as the Bucs offense has just been, absolutely toothless this entire game. 2nd and 9 here for the Lions, working from the Tampa 47. Goff changing the play at the line. Got Gibbs lined up to his right. Takes a snap. 4-man rush for the Bucs. Goff quickly out to the right. Complete. St. Brown going to get out of bounds. Up over the 40 at the 39. It will be 3rd down, but it's only going to be 3rd down and 1 here. As Amon-Ra St. Brown getting close to 100 yards. He's at 5 for 87 so far tonight. Tesla checking into the game as well here. Gibbs will be in the game as the single back. Goff going to go under center here on 3rd down and 1. Lions still with all 3 timeouts. 63 seconds. It's going to be Goff going up the middle here. He'll pick up the first. So fresh set of downs now for the Lions. Clock continues to roll here as the Lions still haven't taken their timeout, so clock will still roll. And now the timeout is taken with 46 seconds remaining. So Lions pick up a fresh set of downs, up over, I believe, the Tampa 37 now. So again, that'll give them an additional shot at trying to make their way into the end zone. But back-to-back turnovers have been absolutely huge for this Detroit defense. And again, it's just that ball just completely gets wrestled away from Cade Otton. So it's an incredible play by Arthur Millette. And Bucs doubling their turnover count so far tonight on the season. They came in with only 2. They're now up to 4 after having 2 tonight. Goff takes the snap. Looking. Pressure off the edge. He goes down way back at the 48-yard line. It's Tyke Smith coming completely unblocked off the edge. And Goff nowhere to go with the football. And Smith gets a huge tackle for loss now. It's going to be a loss of 9 there. 6 o'clock down to 28 seconds as the Lions use another timeout. I mean, yeah, the Bucs offense has just done absolutely nothing so far this game. It's been kind of insane. And it's the Bucs defense has given up a ton of yards. Goff looking to throw, looking deep down the left-hand side. Intercepted back at the 30. The Bucs defense again making a huge play to keep themselves in the game. It's Jamel Dean once again keeping the Lions off the scoreboard. And with 20 seconds left in the game, the Bucs going to get the ball back on the second Jared Goff turnover of the football game. And again, it's just a good read there. Pass was intended for, I believe it was St. Brown. But again, it's just a great read by Dean, just dropping back into coverage. Was in the flat in cover 2, but it just dropped deeper. Really read Jared Goff's eyes. 21 seconds left to go. Baker Mayfield, the Bucs offense, back on the field from their own 43. Mayfield taking the snap, looking left, stepping up in the pocket, firing. It's going to be short but complete to Sterling Shepard, who's going to pick up a first down into Lions territory. He'll get down at the 46. And Bucs going to now use their first timeout with 14 seconds left on the clock. So Bucks now effectively in field goal range, at least from the marker that's on screen. And that's only their second first down so far tonight. 1st and 10 from the 46. First play as well in Lions territory. Again, 14 seconds remaining, but still 2 timeouts. So time to take a shot and maybe take an attempt at a long field goal. Mayfield takes a snap. Trying to escape now to his left. Firing over the middle, complete. It's going to be Tez Johnson who's now going to scramble around and get wrapped up down to the 35. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. And with 4 seconds left, I imagine we're going to be seeing a field goal attempt here for Tampa Bay. And again, it's great work by Tez Johnson. It's a great throw as well by Mayfield. As Robertson in coverage, Mayfield had Barnes right in his face. And just lays it right in there and gives the Bucs an opportunity now to get on the scoreboard. Ball did come out at the end. But Chase McLaughlin is out to attempt 13 of 17 on the year. This attempt is going to be from 53 yards and from the left hash mark. McLaughlin lined up. Snap, hold, kick. And he puts it through. The Buccaneers get on the scoreboard before halftime. And so it'll be 14-3 now as we head into halftime. Bucs doing a nice job to get at least some sort of momentum heading into the break on the Jared Goff interception. Unable to necessarily cash up for 6, but if you can pick up points with 21 seconds left on the clock, that's still pretty good. And again, giving yourselves an opportunity is the big story here. And heading into the half, it is 14-3. But yeah, that was the most one-sided half I think ever to end in an 11-point gap. Let's see. One sec, sorry. But 14-3 is at the half. Okay. Sorry, I got a voice text, so I had to listen in real quick. But again, first Buccaneers plays in midfield, result in points, but got a quick break before we head into halftime. And so again, in a good spot, and again, the Bucs have some semblance of life, and they will get the ball to start the second half here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this, that way it's all set. Yeah, there we go. So, all good. Baker Mayfield technically does get an interception for that attempt to Cade Otton, but really it's more. It isn't a great throw by Mayfield. It's a little bit of a miss, but really, I think that's more a fumble than it is an interception. It's a great play though. But Tampa's giving themselves a shot. But we'll see what happens here. Again, at the halftime break here, so we're just going to chill out for a bit. But again, just hanging out here. So we'll see what happens. I do have an eye on chat. So yeah, if you want to talk about anything, feel free. Yeah, interesting there. Mm. Damn. All right, but yeah, about 8 minutes 48 seconds before we will get underway with the second half. Again, it's pretty quick. What are we at halftime? We expect about an hour and a half. I don't know. We're at about that point, so we're right on schedule. So, so that's interesting. Yeah, we're not streaming this game more because I don't want to do like a 9 to midnight stream because Seahawks Texans. So that's part of why. I'm using it right now. Yeah, I mean, again, I'll go through some stats as they pop up. But again, at halftime here, again, I feel like if you are just joining in, the scoreline really doesn't tell the whole story. 14-3. You know, again, it's been very Lions sided so far. Yeah, again, definitely very interesting. Oh, all right. All right. 5 minutes now until we get underway with the second half. Oh. stretching out a bit. At least while sitting here. What was this, Vegas head? Gotcha. Oh, yeah, stretch. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, I needed that. I needed that crack in my neck. Holy shit. Oh, that was nice. 3 minutes now before we get underway with the second half. All right. Oh wait, hold on. I haven't done push-ups yet. I forgot about that. I forgot that was something I fucking said I was doing. Gives me a chance now. Alright, there we go. There's 17 since it's 14 to 3. Messed up a bit. Whoops. Oh, also, it's halftime. But we're going to change that. We'll change it to third quarter. There we go. Nope. There we go. Thank you, OBS. Now you work with me. Oh, but yeah, a minute and a half before the second half will get underway. But we'll see. All right. It definitely is nice being able to stream from my couch. The wonders of modern technology and a computer that is good enough to record my face to run OBS. But about 60 seconds before we get back underway with this second half. As we're going to go through some of the first half highlights here. But, you know, again, Lions defense has been flying all over the field in this one. That's been a big one. And the Lions offense has just really been efficient. The Bucs defense has been good. You know, all things considered, I think the Bucs defense has actually played really admirably, considering how much they've been on the field. So that'll be something important to consider. But about to get underway here in the second half. Again, 14-3 so far in this one. Bucs will get the ball to start the third. But Tampa only 58 yards in that first half. And most of them coming on that field goal drive to end the half. And so Tampa still in this one. And 30 minutes of football left to play. And still plenty of time to go. Yeah. I mean, again, we're going to have to see. It's going to depend on how the Lions open it up here. I mean, it's going to depend on both how the Lions and the Bucs open it up here, in all fairness. Because, again, getting points on the board, if you are the Bucs, is big at the end of that first half where you were really dominated. Kick is going to be returned, fielded at the 11, over the 20 to the 25, cuts it up to 30, and gets wrapped up eventually at the 33 is Johnson. And so Mayfield in this Bucs offense about to head back up on the field. Sorry, no, you don't gotta apologize. That happens. You're gonna drop off everyone. If you gotta drop off for whatever reason, always appreciate you swinging by, even if just briefly. Even if it's just, hey, wanted to pop in for 5 seconds to say hello. That is always appreciated. But Dan Campbell, 19 straight wins when winning at halftime. Could this be 20, or is this the one that breaks the streak? Handoff up the middle, Rachaad White. Only going to get about 2 yards. Actually going to get a decent push here. So that's going to actually turn into about 4 yards there. Really got stood up at the 35, but got pushed up by his offensive line to the 37-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 36, so they're going to say that they blew that play dead a little bit early. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 here. Gonna get some leftover pizza. Oh, damn it! You're making me hungry. I have some beef and broccoli that I made last week. That's left over. That I'm definitely gonna heat up after this game. But 2nd and 7. Mayfield under center, checking at the line. Play clock is winding down. They did get the snap off. Mayfield looking to throw deep over the middle of the field, complete for a big first down. It's Emeka Egbuka all the way down the Lions' 46-yard line. So big completion there at 18 yards, and the Bucs getting right to work here in the second half. And whereas it took them the majority of the first half to get a play in Lions territory, it's the rookie who connects with Mayfield. And the Bucs, after 3 plays, will get one in Lions territory in this second half. Mayfield under center. 2 tight end set. Emeka's 3rd target of the game. 2 catches, 22 yards. Handoff up the middle. Rachaad White up over the 40 and going to be tackled at the 39. So Rachaad White with a nice carry there. For sure. Definitely worth a lot of respect when people play. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4 here. They're just highlighting Egbuka right now. 4th most receiving yards and tied for 3rd most receiving touchdowns in the NFL entering this week. He's having a hell of a season. 491 yards and 5 touchdowns as a receiver so far. 2nd down and 3. Of course, he's now the wide receiver 1 for Tampa Bay with Evans out. Mayfield looking to throw again. Looking at Egbuka's way. Pumps. This time he fires deep. End zone. Going to be just short. Good coverage by Detroit. It's Amik Robertson and Harper in there on the coverage, getting there to break it up. That is Amik Robertson and I don't have who Harper is. It does. Amik Robertson will get credit for the pass breakup. It hit Robertson in the back of the head, in the back of the helmet, but will be incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Baker Mayfield 0 of 5 tonight on deep shots. Mayfield over the center, complete. And will pick up the 1st down. It's Teron Johnson on just a quick drag route. And that will be enough to move the chains here. Again, Sterling Shepard, 4 targets, 4 catches tonight. Only 19 yards, though. But definitely an important one to be able to move the chains on 3rd down. 12-10 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mayfield under center. Again, first set of downs, working down from the Detroit 36. Handoff, Rachaad White. Gonna get only about a yard, maybe a yard and a half here. The ball is out here. Derek Barnes is signaling that there's maybe another ball ripped away. We're taking a look at the replay. They're ruling him down by contact. That's very tough to overturn. And there's going to be a false start here on the Bucs. So I believe there are going to forgot to ask, but what time are you doing the post show? So I don't do a post show for I only do a post show for Steelers games. Because the post show is because I'm primarily a Steelers fan. I know more about the Steelers. I feel like I can speak better about the Steelers. That is why I just do kind of Steelers post shows for right now, just because that's a bit easier. I can just kind of record them, get my thoughts out. I don't really have as much thoughts for these kind of games. And maybe that's something I'd reach out to in the future. 2nd and 14, though. Bucks push back to the Detroit 40. Mayfield looking to throw quickly. Out to the left, going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be a third broken up pass on the night. Derek Barnes getting the breakup. And again, that could have been a very big play. Detroit bringing a ton of pressure. They were blitzing 6, kind of dropping 4 deep, and only a linebacker over the middle. So Johnson would have had a ton of space to potentially go and run, but it is 3rd and 14 now. Clock stops with 11:01 left to go here in the third quarter. Mayfield, Rachaad White lined up to his right, trips, bunched to the near side. Mayfield takes snap, 4-man rush. Mayfield stepping in the pocket, fires over the middle, complete. Johnson again sidesteps a man as he gets up over the 30, but he's going to be, I think, just a yard short here. So it's going to be 4th down. So it's 4th and 2, and the Tampa offense will stay on the field. So Tampa's going to go for it. And it's a great play by Tez Johnson to make this a 4th and 2. And it's going to be heavy personnel for the Buccaneers. Strong eye. Handoff up the middle. Rachaad White picks up the first down. It's a great run. It's going to be good for 4 yards down inside the 25 to the Detroit 24-yard line. And on 4th down, Tampa does get it. So again, continuing to move the sticks here. Tampa as well, bringing in an extra offensive lineman to line up at fullback on that one. So Josh Grizzard's men convert on that 4th and short. Grizzard, of course, the Tampa offensive coordinator. Again, staying in heavy personnel here. Mayfield, play action. Mayfield, standing in the pocket. Going to dump it off to Tucker, who's only going to be able to pick up about 1.5 yards here, more or less. Maybe 2 yards. And again, good work from Baker there to at least pick up something there when the end zone shot wasn't available. Keeps it to 2nd down and 8. So again, you're trying to keep it manageable here. Bucks have almost doubled their yardage on the game so far. They only had 58 yards in the first half, but they're already up to 50 on this first drive of the second half. Working from the Detroit 22, 2nd down and 8. Mayfield takes a snap. Detroit bringing 4. Quick screen out to the right. It's to Johnson. Down to the 15. Hurdles a man. To the 10. To the 5. Cuts inside. Spin move. Touchdown, Buccaneers. And into the end zone. And now it's a 4-point game. Baker Mayfield finds a quick screen to Tez Johnson. And he scampers 22 yards. Some great blocking down the field by the Buccaneers. And into the end zone they go. And just like that, we'll be at a 1-score game regardless here in this second half. And again, it's just great blocking down the field. But, it's super good work down the field. Barton involved. Otten, taking his man all the way to the end zone. Tampa going for 2 here. 8:49 left to go in the third quarter. So Tampa going for 2, trying to cut the gap. 2-3. Bunch trips to the near side. Mayfield, running back, lined up to his right. Sends a man in motion. Mayfield. Lions bringing 4. Mayfield stepping in the pocket. Jump throw. Incomplete. Was looking for Cade Otten. But it's good coverage there by number 38. That is Whiteside the second, who, let me figure out his full name here. That is Nick Whiteside the second, getting the breakup there on the attempted jump pass to Baker Mayfield, or from Baker Mayfield to Cade Otten. So the gap will remain at 5 points. With 8:49 left to go here in the third quarter, and the Lions offense about to get the ball back. So remains tight. And again, if you're the Bucs, that is really, I think what that field goal on that last drive after the Jared Goff interception has really, kind of enabled them to do. Check that play. No, I mean it was a good screen there. Good screenplay. Again, Baker Mayfield's doing a good job getting pressure. Sadly, I can't show actual replays because, again, I'm quite fond of this channel. But again, Lions defense doing a great job to hold firm. Now, again, it's on their offense who has, really dominated the flow of this game. Excuse me. It's on this offense who has really dominated the flow of this football game to try and, now start to string stuff back together. And now potentially put more points up on the board. And remember, this Detroit offense, really turned the ball over 3 times. Cap. No, the officiating's been pretty even so far tonight. I think the Detroit fans, specifically the Detroit fans in attendance, would disagree. But no, I think the officiating has been pretty solid over the course of this one. I think there's definitely been, there's been some iffy calls, some miscalls, some ticky-tacky calls here and there. But it's not been. I don't think it's been egregious one way or the other. But again, at our first commercial break here in the second half, what does your hat say? Oh, what does your hat say? So it's a McLaren F1 team hat. I don't know. I didn't want to actually do anything with my hair, so I'm wearing a hat. So, I think you can read that okay. Bit of a flashback one as well. Bit of an F1 fan as well. Watched the U.S. Grand Prix this week. I think we have Vegas. I think we Circuit of the Americas in Texas this past week. I think we got Vegas this upcoming Saturday, I think. Because I think Vegas is technically, it starts Saturday at 11 p.m. Vegas time. Kick is away, by the way. Never understood F1? Hey, more power to you. Going to be fielded on the hop up where the 5 to the 10, tries to cut it back inside up where the 20, sheds a man up where the 25, and going to be taken down at the 27-yard line. Like the cars. Yeah, for sure. I've been lucky enough to actually go to 2 races. I've gone to one of the Italian Grand Prix twice. So definitely appreciate having that opportunity. The Imola Grand Prix was always great. So, but again, I enjoy it. I got to do some league racing for it, which is always fun. Jameer Gibbs is going to be checking in here. It's going to be a handoff to him. Up the middle, he's going to cut it up in the inside, up over the 30. And going to be tackled at the 33-yard line. So going to be a pickup of 6 there. As Jameer Gibbs looking to get back underway. Tez Johnson tonight, by the way, 3 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. After against San Francisco having the 1 for 45 yards and a score. Associate's degree in 2 weeks. Congratulations, man. Always great to get a degree. So congratulations on that. I formation for the Detroit Lions. Fakes the handoff. Going to be a quick into the flat. And I believe that's for Laporta. He's going to get up to the 35-yard line. So picks up about 2 yards there. They're also highlighting the craziness right now. Culinary Art School. Oh, shit. Nice. Again, congratulations on that. Definitely a big step. Definitely enjoy me some cooking as well. They're definitely, probably not your level of talented then. But, they're highlighting the broadcast as well, the kind of craziness that was Denver against the New York Giants here. Goff under center here. Montgomery checking into the game. 3rd down and 2 from the 35. Play action once again. Looking to the flat again. This one's complete for a 1st down and more. Carrying his man up to beyond midfield there is Brock Wright. So that's going to be good for about 15 yards there. And that's going to be plenty more than enough for a Lions first down. Clock going to continue to roll. 7:05 now left to go in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that isn't fun. I'm definitely in a lucky enough spot where I got to pay that off pretty quickly from getting my bachelor's. Toss up the middle. It's going to be Gibbs. Going to get up over the Tampa 40, down to the 35, and that's another big explosive play from this Detroit offense as Gibbs scampers for another 15 yards. And again, that's going to be for, I think that is for 15 yards. But again, it's just great blocking from this Detroit front. It's really only two DBs that have any shot at making this tackle, thanks to the blocking of that front seven. It's also great work. I believe it's Tyke Smith on the stop. That's down to the Tampa 36. Goff's going to go under center once again. St. Brown in motion. Going to be handed off once again up the middle. This one, though, only going to go for about 2 yards. Logan Hall, first one in there to make the stop on Gibbs. They're going to call it 3 yards. Here. Jahmyr Gibbs has more yards tonight than the entire Tampa Bay offense. Gibbs is up to 184 scrimmage yards. The Bucs as a team have 130, which I think really shows just how lopsided this game has been and really how much different this score should be than 14-9. Second down and 7 from the Tampa 33-yard line. Gibbs remains in the game as the single back. Goff under center. Laporta going in motion to the far side. Goff looking to throw. Going to dump it off to Gibbs in the flat. Going to get it over the 30, down to the 25, to the 20, 15, 10. Tackled at the 5 by Winfield. And was looking very close to a touchdown there. And again, you're seeing what makes Gibbs such a dangerous threat out of the backfield. Because you can hit him just on that quick flat. And then you got Penei Sewell leading the way, about matching him for speed. And, again, it's Winfield who has to dive out of the way of Sewell to even have an attempt at making that tackle. First and goal, Detroit now from the 5. Gibbs now up to 212 scrimmage yards up the night. He's going to get the handoff up the middle. Spins. Touchdown, Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs picks up his second score of the night and extends the Detroit lead. It's 20-9 with the extra point pending. And Detroit getting right to it in this second half. And that offensive line absolutely went to work there. Again, it's good work from Gibbs, just kind of extending the play. Again, it looked very easily like he might get stopped after a 2-yard. No, don't be. Hey, you can. That's not spam. You're fine. PAT attempt coming after the 7-play, 73-yard drive. PAT is up. PAT is good. And now it is 21-9 as Detroit now goes up by 12 points, and Tampa Bay needing another response. Well, once again, go to commercial, and that's the response you needed if you are the Detroit Lions. Poor Tampa. Again, it's just the offense really hasn't got clipped. I think it's more credit to the Lions secondary. And I think it's more credit to, the Lions secondary flew around the entirety of that first half. I think that they pick towards the end of the first half by Goff has given the Buccaneers some life, given them an opportunity to stay in this game because they were able to cut the score going into the half with points on the board. I think was a great kind of first jab. And then Tampa being able to head down the field and punch it in for a touchdown was also a big next step. Obviously, you'd love to complete the 2-point conversion to cut the score to 3 at the moment. But at the end of the day, you're choosing to either, there isn't much of a difference between being down 4 and 5. In the NFL. So, there isn't that much of a concern there. I think credit to the Tampa defense as well for keeping them in this game with an opportunity. And so, again, you need the offense here to get the momentum right back going, coming out here. But, again, you give yourselves an opportunity by playing the type of defense where, again, the Bucs have just found ways to make stops. They've been able to force turnovers. The 4th and 2 deep in Tampa territory was huge in the first half as well, because that could have easily been, 3 to 7 points. And Jared Goff has turned the ball over twice. So I said his name so many times tonight. I want to say Jules Goff for some reason, but he plays for the Pitt Panthers. Jahmyr Gibbs. It is another J name, but I swear. Beard, yeah. So it's a Monday, and oh wait, hold on, I forgot. I still have push up. I said I was gonna do push-ups whenever somebody scored points, and I forgot for both the Bucks and the Lions, just because I've been talking. So now I owe 30, which I'm doing just off screen here. All right, there we go. I didn't have enough time to go to the gym for a chest workout, so we're doing push-ups instead. But kick is away. Going to be fielded at the goal line, up over the 10, up over the 20, not up over the 20, trying to cut it right, trying to find an edge. Now over the 20 and going to be knocked out of bounds at the 21 on the far side. How do we know I did push-ups? I mean, take my word for it, please. I don't know. I am kind of out of breath for it. I don't know, because you got to remember that it's a webcam. I'm using a webcam camera, so I can't exactly point it down super effectively. All right. But luckily they're showing some replays of Jahmyr Gibbs so far tonight, so I have a second to catch my breath. But first and 10 Tampa from their own 21. Mayfield under center. Play action. Rolling to his left. Complete short Rachaad White. But that's going to be only, they're going to mark him down at the line of scrimmage. To Meek Robertson on the tackle. Okay, so next time, especially with how many points are on the board now, remember to do the push-ups sooner. Maybe that's something I'm doing I feel like it's something I should do every stream now, if only to just do a bunch of push-ups. So, but yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs tonight, 135 rushing yards, 82 receiving yards. Mayfield in the gun, second and 10. Checking the play at the line. The play clock is winding down. 3:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Mayfield takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Rachaad White has a bit of a hole up over the 25, and going to fall forward all the way to the 28. So a nice little 6-7 yard pickup there. Going to make it about third down and 3. And Rachaad White being a little bit more patient. Do you think we'll beat the Packers? I think we will because Aaron Rodgers knows them well. I mean, I think it'll be a tight game. I'm concerned about our defense because we struggled to actually, just 1 second. Discuss that more after this third down. 3rd and 3. Motion to the near side. Baker, design rollout to the right. Has a step up in the pocket. Looking deep. Gonna overthrow his intended receiver. Looking for Emeka Egbuka. And that's gonna bring up 4th down and likely the Buccaneers punt unit. I'm concerned on. Here's the thing. I think the Packers will rightly go into that game favored. I don't think it'll be by. I think the Packers are probably going to be favored by like 4.5. My main concern is we struggled to defend a team with a deep receiving core in Cincinnati, and while Green Bay isn't the elite level that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are, I think they still have a very good receiving or a very balanced receiving core. That while Joey Porter Jr. I think won't have too many problems. I think that there are more issues with Jalen Ramsey and with Darius Slay in man coverage that might be a little bit more of an issue. Rocky Yassin, by the way, is limping off the field. Looks to be a hamstring it might be a hamstring injury because he's hobbling off the field. There also is a flag on the play. Clock stopped with 2:51, but that's potentially another injury to this Lions secondary. Survey says. So there's a 5-yard penalty. Okay, so Tampa is flagged for basically illegal touching. So basically, a Tampa Bay player on the coverage unit went out of bounds on his own. So Detroit will get 5 free yards here. And we'll get back with the Lions drive when we come back from commercial. What is that no in reaction to? Is that in reaction to me being concerned over how we match up against the Packers or the flag? Or is it to Rocky Sin? Or is it to all of the above? Could be a lot of things. There definitely is there's the stream delay, there's the chat delay, so it's definitely something to keep in mind here and there. But all right, catch your breath, drink some water. Not too much left to go in the third quarter, by the way. I think it's 2:51 left to go in the third. But again, at commercial here after the Tampa Bay punt. That does sound kind of good. Again, I'm looking forward to. So I get to go the F1 race in Italy this year. I also went to kind of Venice as a part of that, and so I got some dehydrated pasta stuff. So I got a pomodoro and so a tomato and basil pasta sauce. So I made some of that this afternoon. So I got my pasta fix for today. I do have some ramen around, but that's it. I feel like my go-to if I need to make quick food is 3 packets of ramen and a jar of pesto, and that always just kind of hits a solid filling spot. Steak and broccoli. Yep. I got that. I got that in the fridge, so we're heating some of that up at the end of this one. That reminds me, I still need to buy a microwave, but just for reheating stuff more than anything, or microwave air fryer or something. I don't know, stuff I still got to figure out. But we are coming back out of commercial here. 2:51 left to go here in the third quarter. Goff in the gun. Takes a snap. Looking right, looking back left. Pumps. Gonna spin out of a sack. Gonna throw it away here. So good work from Goff evading the sack. It was Vea in his face. Or sorry, that was not Vea in his face. Vea's over on the sideline. Let's see. I believe it was Greg Gaines on the pressure. Rocky is seen, also, by the way, appears to be headed to the locker room. So Detroit down another corner, handoff up the middle to Montgomery. Only going to be able to pick up about a yard, maybe a little bit more. But Montgomery's been pretty quiet tonight. Tackle by Servassier Dennis. But they're going to call it 3rd and 8 on the field. It's really closer to a 3rd and 9 here. So definitely 3rd and long here. Lions started 0 for 5 on 3rd down, but have been 2 for 2 since. Goff in the gun here. Running back lined up to his left. Goff takes the snap. Looking, stepping up high, firing. Complete 1st down, Detroit. It's Sam Laporta who did field that up over the 40, so they should give him a 1st down on forward progress, and they will. So Detroit moves the chains for a 3rd time now and get it right back moving. And it seems like they are saying on the broadcast as well that it's probably a pulled hamstring for Yassine. Goff under center. Toss to Montgomery, going up the middle. Gonna get up over the 45 before he's wrestled down by Servassier Dennis. So there's going to be a pickup of, I think it's going to be, yeah, they're going to say it's 5 yards on the broadcast, so we'll go with 5. But clock continuing to roll here. As Goff will go under center now. Again, 2nd down and 5. Run game's been continuing to work here for the Lions. Play action now for Goff. Going to be in the flat here for Laporta. I think it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here, as he's going to be marched just a yard short. 27 on the coverage for the Buccaneers. That is Zion McCollum forcing the Lions' top tight end out of bounds. Zion McCollum, of course, the 4th year corner for the Bucs. Of course, returning this week after being injured last week against the Niners. 3rd down and 2. So actually going to move him back an extra yard. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be Montgomery. It's going to be tight, but I think he's going to be just a yard short. He only got to midfield. And he will be a yard short here. Levante David was leading the charge. And so that will take us into the 4th quarter, maybe just inside midfield. But when we come back, it will be 4th and 1 for this Detroit offense. With 15 minutes left to play, Detroit continuing to threaten. But the score is Detroit 21, Tampa 9. And I imagine if you're Detroit, you're staying aggressive here, trying to make something happen, trying to potentially go up 19 points here, which could very easily be a dagger. So we'll be streaming Sunday night, so it'll be a late night on Sunday. I think I learned from the Thursday night reaction being kind of poor, where you might see the post game reaction go up on Monday, but we'll see. But again, in between the 3rd and 4th quarter here, Detroit bars are probably going wild. I feel like Detroit bars during Lions games are always, probably pretty fun, especially as of late. Particularly the past couple of years. Since Dan Campbell's become the coach, definitely become a more fun time to be at Lions bars. Detroit was one of the games that I thought about looking at going to when the Steelers head there. Let's see, because the only issue is that I think it's the week. Yeah, it's 4 days before Christmas is the only issue. So as much as I'd love to go, I think sadly I'm passing on that one. Again, the Lions I think are Lions Steelers is not necessarily a game I'm looking forward to, particularly after this game, because this Lions coaching staff has their boys flying all over the place. What kind of games have I gone to? I'll go to college a bit more often. I do live in Wisconsin, so I'll go to Wisconsin Badger games, which sucks this year. Whenever I'm around for a Pitt Panthers game, whenever I head back to Pittsburgh, definitely try to head to one of them. Pirates games I have a bunch of fond memories of. But, definitely, I live kind of close enough to both Milwaukee and Chicago where I could take a day trip there for a game. So, that's something I'm thinking about. If the Steelers were playing in Green Bay, I absolutely would have headed up there. But we're coming out here in the 4th quarter. The Detroit offense staying out on the field for another 4th down attempt. It's going to be flip to Jahmyr Gibbs, sheds a tackler. And I think he's going to get there. Jahmyr Gibbs with a great work there on a blown-up play. 15 minutes downriver from Heinz Field. But yeah, it's a bit of a speed option. It was a reverse to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who pitched it to Gibbs, and then Gibbs fights through 2 Tampa defenders to get the first down. It is a stellar effort play from the Detroit running back to manage to pick up that first down. But yeah, the easiest way to describe it is about 15, 20 minutes downriver from Heinz Field. Quick dump off into the flat for Khalif Raymond. That'll go for about 2 yards there on first down. That'll make it second down and 8 now for Detroit. Again, points here for Detroit really starts to put this game out of reach. If you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And personally, for my fantasy team, I would appreciate some Amon-Ra St. Brown fantasy points. If you are listening, Dan Campbell. Goff in the gun. Raymond comes in motion tight of the formation. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And David Montgomery only going to pick up about 2 yards on that one. So it's going to be third down and 6. And so again, can Baker Mayfield get a shot? Lions, by the way, 27 straight wins when leading at the start of the fourth quarter. And this is looking like 28. At least give the Bucs a field goal. I mean, again, we'll see here. Baker's going to definitely try to ball out here in the fourth quarter. Big blitz from the Bucs. Goff looking left, fires, incomplete. Was looking for St. Brown along the sideline. And that's going to bring up 4th and 6. Jamel Dean has had definitely gotten better and better in coverage as this game has gone on. Of course, Goff hurried there a little bit by the Tampa pass rush. And again, that'll bring up 4th and 6 here. So again, getting the pressure. That'll stop the clock with 13-12 remaining and leaves the gap at 12 points. And Detroit lined up to punt this away, and the punt is away cleanly. Going to be fair catch signal for and fielded at the 11. And so it'll be Tampa Bay's ball there. And so still a lot to do here for the Buccaneers. But still, again, you have a lifeline if you are Tampa. You are still in this game, and you have a chance to go tie it up. And of course, Seahawks-Texans kicks off in like 30 minutes. So this game's going to end, and then, hey, if you're up for watching it, I know I certainly won't, but you're, more power to you if you're going to be staying up for the nightcap. Which, should on paper be a pretty comfortable Seahawks win. Seahawks, I think, have been pretty comfortable this whole season. I think that defense is definitely nothing to scoff at. I think that offense isn't perfect, but, Sam Darnold's playing super well. He's got, who is it? Jackson Smith-Njigba looks, elite this year. So that's been very good. And of course, you got Kenneth Walker in there as well as another weapon. And just Seahawks have been generally playing very well this season. So more power to them. But yeah. Anyway, at commercial here as we wait for the Bucs to get the ball back. So while we're at commercial, if you haven't done so already, we always appreciate a like and subscribe. Try not to plug too much, but when there's a good chunk of people in chat. So I have not seen that. So here's the thing. I think that's been said that hasn't been confirmed, is that he will. I think depending on how this season goes, he could very well try to stay in the NFL for another year. Unless it did get confirmed. We'll tell you what. We'll look it up. We'll see if it's confirmed. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, because I think the main thing is, because the main kind of bit here is, the main thing I'm seeing right now is Matt LaFleur, just his comments on, we're facing the Steelers this week and they have Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. That's the kind of story going in, more than, oh, hey, the Packers are playing Aaron Rodgers for the first time. And I know that coming in, he said that, this would probably be his last season. He said that, about his career, that he's, started the season was him teeing off on the 18th hole. We'll see if that ends up being the case or not. Mayfield, though, 89 yards to go against a Detroit defense that's had his number for the majority of the night. Running back lined up to his left. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Looking to fire down the right-hand side. Complete to Kate Otten. All the way down to the 30. So an early chunk play. And it's the first completion of over 15 yards for Baker Mayfield. And it's Kate Otten doing a nice job getting it done. I believe that makes Mayfield only 1 of 7 on targets more than 15 yards downfield tonight. And so first big completion. They are showing Rocky Yassin on the sidelines, by the way. So we'll see if he tries to come back into the game. Mayfield, play action. Looking to throw. Fires deep again over the middle. Going to overthrow his man. Looking for Emeka Egbuka. And so that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now. I mean, in all likelihood, I would doubt that Rocky Yassin comes back. Just because of how fickle hamstrings can be. I mean, maybe some. So Nick Whiteside out of Saginaw Valley State will be playing. They might win, you never know. I mean, again, I absolutely will not rule out the Bucs with Baker Mayfield, as he's shown so many times this season he can make plays. Mayfield takes the snap. Big rush for the Lions. Mayfield fires. Complete. Egbuka up over the 45 to the 47. It's going to be good for 6 yards there. Hallett and Robertson combining on the tackle. It's only the 3rd grab of the night so far for Egbuka. He's had plenty of targets. I believe that's his 8th target of the night, but only three catches, I believe, for 28 yards. And that just goes to show how well that this, Lions patchwork secondary, certainly. But again, it's been a patchwork secondary that's gone to work tonight and, played like their heads on fire. 3rd and 4, Mayfield in the gun. Looking to throw again. Flag thrown. Fires. Incomplete. Looking for Egbuka. It's going to be an illegal shift on Tampa, so more than likely going to be declined here. So 2 men in motion that didn't get set. Time 11:36. And with 4th and 4, the Bucs going to leave the offense on the field. So we're taking a look at the replay here. And that ball got tipped at the last second. It's a great play by 38 of the Lions. So yeah, that ball got tipped at the very last second. And it's Nick Whiteside who's the one that got a hand to it. So 4th and 4, Tampa going for broke from their own 37. Mayfield in the gun. Sending the man in motion. Takes the snap. Looking, standing in the pocket, stepping up, firing, complete. Kate Otten reaches for the 1st down, and I think he got it. The ball came out as he reached for the 1st down, but it's going to be close. It's going to be close. He certainly got the extension. There's Kate Otten on the reception. He's got it. I think he's got that 1st down. If he doesn't, it's by an inch. So they are rolling it a 1st down on the field. So it is a great play by Kate Otten. Otten fumbled. It was recovered for an extra 2 yards by a Buccaneers offensive lineman. But due to the holy roller rule, you cannot, on 4th down, you cannot advance the ball if you are not, only the fumbler can recover the football and have it still be advanced. So it will not be a turnover, and it is a fresh set of Tampa down. So a huge conversion there. And the challenge comes out from Dan Campbell. So Dan Campbell will challenge the spot here, and it's very, very close. It's very close to a first down. I do think that Kate Otten got it. And they're going to. So there wasn't. The argument here is that Kate Otten didn't complete the catch. The argument isn't the spot, it's the catch. And I think that's an important. That may be an important caveat here. So they may review this for both the spot and the catch. And that's going to be a very important thing to keep in mind. I think here's the thing. I don't think that there is enough to overturn here. But it is incredibly close. Because Kate Otten fields the ball, he catches the ball, he's still a yard short, and then as he's going down, does reach it out with both hands, is very close to breaking the first down marker. And then, as the ball goes to the ground, it pops out at the end, but at that point the ball is forced out by the ground. So I think regardless there, it's not a fumble. So the key here is what is the spot? And this could really decide the football game. But it is so, so close. And they did cut to commercial here. You might not make it. Hey, if you don't, no worries. Always appreciate you dropping by. My phone over here is at 30, so we're all right here. But and hey, if I'm just your radio in the background or in another room for a second, that's always great too. I appreciate the chat interactions if you can. But again, if you're just using me as your radio, always appreciated as well. But we'll see how long this game gets extended. How long have I been live for? Because I went live like a minute before kickoff. We're at 2:38, so we're doing. This game's moving decently quick. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Detroit running the ball because that's been really successful. We'll probably see a heaping dosage of Jahmyr Gibbs on whatever the next Lions drive will be. Again, just because of how explosive he's been tonight and how he's been the man whenever they needed a play. Okay, so because the challenge was whether or not Kate Otten made the catch, the challenge fails. So Detroit's challenge fails, but they are reviewing the spot on the field. So Detroit will burn a timeout here. But here's the call for the spot on the field. And he's short. And it's by inches, but Kate Otten is short of the first down. And Detroit gets their timeout and their challenge back and possession of the football inside their own 41-yard line. And that very well could be the dagger. And when I say inches, it is inches. It is inches. Like Kate Otten's finger, I think, is beyond the first down marker. But the football just isn't. And there's got to be just enough sensors in there. I feel like there may be just enough sensors in there to make the difference. But it is so, so close to call. I feel like the referees had to have gotten a better camera angle than we have. But that is a huge, huge call. And Todd Bowles, I think, is understandably unhappy. But that is unbelievably tight. That is a super, super difficult call. It's so close. So knees down there. It is actually it may be less than an inch. It is that close. 11:31 left to go in this game. Detroit with the ball at basically the Tampa 40. Gibbs checking in the game. Toss. Gibbs up the middle. Only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. We swallowed up by Vea and Diaby. Whole bunch of whistles. And somebody is down. Still waiting to see exactly who it is. Who is that down for Tampa? Actually, I think that's Hassan Reddick grabbing towards his lower leg. So that certainly doesn't look good. So Hassan Reddick seems to be in a lot of pain, and they're going to cut to commercial here. It's like 11 minutes, and they just cut to commercial again. So, I mean, hey, if you're gonna jump out for a bit, charge your phone, make your way back. But hey, don't worry about it. Hey, if you can't stick around quite the whole time, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's just do what you can, and again, we hang out, we enjoy some football, and starting today, I think we're doing push-ups a bunch. So I've done what? 312, 19, 23, or no, 19, 33, 54 over the course of this game? Yeah, 54. So we'll see if we get more. But yeah, still a lot of time left to go in this game. So, but again, hanging out here. Again, it's Hassan Reddick getting 10 to 2. Heading to bed? Nah, don't be. I'm having a good night, man. Thank you for swinging by. Definitely always appreciate you swinging by. And definitely be sure to it'll be a minute before the next game, especially kind of with how quickly the kind of recent ones have come. But yeah, Sunday Night Football next week will be the next game that I'll be streaming, and that is Steelers Packers. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I will. I will. You enjoy your food too, man. Goff rolling right, stepping into the pocket, looking to scramble away. He's going to go down. So that's going to go down as a sack. That is Nelson on the sack. That is Anthony Nelson making the sack for Tampa. So that'll make it 3rd down and 11. So they're going to call it 3rd down and 10. Lions 0 for 19 so far on 3rd and 10 or more. 10:40 left to go. Defense has to make a stop. Big moment to try and get a stop here. If you are, beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Goff in the gun. Tampa bringing pressure. Goff pumps, steps on the pocket, fires deep down the field over his intended receiver. Looking for Jamison Williams. That's going to be incomplete. So that's going to be 4th and 10. So they'll bring in Jake Bates for a long field goal attempt now. And again, this would extend the gap to, 15 points? So at this point, you're making Tampa go for a 2-point attempt again. It's going to be from 58 yards, which would tie Jake Bates' career long, which he's hit twice. Field goal is away. Field goal is up. And it's in. It's off the upright and in. So Jake Bates hits from 58 yards and puts the Lions back on the board. It is 24-9 Detroit. And so while it doesn't extend the gap by a significant amount, it did bank in. As we're taking a look at the replay here, it did bank in. So it is good. And so it is 24-9. And I probably got to figure out a way to record this, but that means I got 24 push-ups to go. So off to the side here. We'll get it done. Four. All right, there we go. All right, 24 push-ups done. All right. Woo! Getting the blood flowing for the rest of this game, because we'll see if Baker Mayfield can continue to potentially mount what would be an incredible comeback. But 10-18 left to go, and it's still a very, very tall order. God damn, I gotta catch my breath again. Bates lined up to kick it back away, and it will be away. Fielded at the 1, up over the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Cuts it upfield, 25. Tries to squeeze through, but doesn't quite get to the 30. He'll get stopped at the 29-yard line. Whew. God damn. Okay, 10-11 left to go. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs offense taking the field again from their own 29. Baker Mayfield looking to throw. Steps from the pocket. Complete. Kate Otten for the 35, up for the 40, up to the 43-yard line. So that'll be a first down and 10 for the Buccaneers. So continuing to work here is this Bucs offense, and they're going to go up-tempo here. Mayfield takes the snap. Looking. Step into the pocket once again. Fire looking for Rashawn White. It's going to fall incomplete, though. Mayfield hit at the end of that one. It's going to stop the clock with 9:42 left to go. Yassine, by the way, is reportedly dealing with cramping. So that's some of his issue. The man out of Temple. So 2nd and 10. Mayfield in the gun. White lined up to his right, trips bunch to the far side. Takes the snap. Mayfield stepping into the pocket, escaping the pressure, looking, firing, complete, Otten. And he'll get up to the 50-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8. Another Detroit player down. It's going to be Arthur Millette grabbing towards his hamstring. So it's another injury to this Detroit secondary. Damn, so many injuries to this Detroit secondary. They're going to be on actual, third choice guys. But yeah, Millette and Bates in there on the tackle. Bates. Millette is up, by the way. Reddick is getting carted to the locker room. So 3rd and 2. Big moment for the Buccaneers. Millette limping off the field. Reddick is questionable to return with a knee and ankle injury. Welcome to the last man standing match. Again, Bucks 5-1, trying to remain first seed in the NFC. Mayfield takes a snap, handoff up the middle to Rachaad White, who's going to be very close to a first down, does get up over midfield. It's going to depend on where they spot it. The Lions, of course, definitely going to be wanting their bye week next week. Under 9 minutes to play. Up tempo again for the Buccaneers. Mayfield, snap. Looking, stepping up, firing. Deep down the left-hand side. Off the hands, and he's been high all day. It's intended for Johnson. Yeah, he's got his man open. He just puts it high. He puts it way over his head. Johnson does a great job to try and get up for it. Again, it just hasn't been great. Baker Mayfield has not been his most accurate today. 20 of 34 for 154, a touchdown, and that pick, which really wasn't a pick. Mayfield takes a snap, looking, escaping to his left, pumps, fires. Going to be knocked away incomplete, but there is a flag. Harper on the coverage. And it's being signaled towards the Buccaneers. And it's holding on number 62 of the Buccaneers, which will be declined due to the incompletion. It's going to make it 3rd down and 10. So again, another big moment for this Lions defense to try and hold firm. 8:43 left to go on the clock. And again, if you're the Bucs, you're in 4-down territory right now. From the Lions, 48. Mayfield checking at the line. Mayfield takes the snap. Looking, standing in the pocket, fires over the middle, complete. Again, it's high, but it's a great adjustment from, I believe that's Taron Johnson. But it's going to be good for 13. Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson making the catch. That's all the way down to the Detroit 35. Mayfield in the gun. Drops back to pass again. Mayfield pumps. Standing in the pocket. Looking. Dumps it off to Rachaad White. He's going to get up over the line of scrimmage, but only going to pick up about 3 yards before he's taken down by Hallett. Just taking a look at the replay with Tez Johnson now. And again, it's Mayfield just letting one rip. Mayfield looking to throw. Step into the pocket. Going to try to escape. He won't. Ball's out. Still loose. And I think the Buccaneers recovered. The ball got punched loose, and I think a Buck jumped on it. And it is Buccaneer football. It's very close. Who is it? It's Tristan Wirfs who recovers the fumble. It's going to end up being a gain of 2. It was a great punch out as well. And Mayfield really frustrated. But it's going to be 3rd and 5 now from inside the Detroit 30. Mayfield in the gun. 3 wide receivers to the near side. We have timeout before the snap. What's going on over here? And the challenge flag is out again. Why is there a flag? What? This is a Mike Tomlin sort of challenge. That's an odd choice, but I don't know. For whatever reason, the spot of the ball is being challenged. Tyreek Williams was very close to getting that fumble recovery. So I guess Detroit will have 2 successful challenges? I guess? I don't know what the challenge is here, but it's something. I'd be interested if, I mean, here's the thing, the way that it's worded, the challenge will be successful regardless. Like, I don't understand what's being reviewed here. Yeah, I mean to be fair to Williams, he is going over a fellow defender. Okay, so Detroit is charged a timeout. All right. Yeah, so I think Detroit is getting charged a timeout here out of spite for a stupid challenge. It's going to remain 3rd and 5 with the ball just inside the 30. What? I don't understand what happened there, but all right. So Detroit down to 2 timeouts, but it's still 3rd down and 5. Tampa just inside the Detroit 30. Trips now on the near side. They'll get set up. Mayfield takes a snap. 4 minutes for Detroit. Mayfield has to step up in the pocket. Looking to throw. Down the right-hand side. It's going to be short of his intended receiver. He was looking for Tez Johnson again. So that's going to bring up 4th and 5 now. And I think you're still in 4-down territory here. Still very tight. Again, Hutchinson definitely wanted a call for holding. No, I think actually that's actually decently good. That's not bad. But it's 4th and 5. Tampa once again keeping the offense on the field. 7-12 left to go in this game. Running back lined up to Mayfield's right. This could be for the ball game. Mayfield looking to throw. Pumps. Fires. Over the middle. Complete. Tampa. First down. That's Cade Otton once again. Doing a great job to pick up the first down. That's good for 8 yards. And Tampa, once again, moves the chains. Cade Otton, 7 catches, 65 yards. Mayfield going to throw again. Tampa stays up tempo. Mayfield scrambling around. Throws over the middle. Complete. It's a Sterling Shepard, but that's only going to be good for about 3 yards. I believe that was Arthur Millette on the tackle. It was Arthur Millette on the tackle, so Millette's made his way back onto the field after dealing with cramps earlier in this game. And again, the Detroit secondary, despite being shorthanded, has been incredibly gritty tonight. 2nd down and 8, 6:20 left to go in the game. Mayfield in the gun, trips bunch to the far side. 13th play of the drive. Mayfield takes the snap, looking. Firing towards the end zone. Overthrows his man again. Again, Mayfield just has been inaccurate tonight. Again, intended for Tez Johnson. Again, he just keeps I don't know, and maybe it's just the difference of, thinking you're throwing to Mike Evans. But again, he missed him. He missed him by a good 3 yards. So it's 3rd and 8. Mayfield 0 for 7 on throws at 20 yards or more. And that's been a big difference tonight. A lot of those have been by good coverage, but a lot of those have also been misses. 3rd and 8, 6 or 7 left to go. Mayfield looking to throw, looking left, looking over the middle, complete. Shepard, that's only going to be good for another 3 yards, and that'll bring up another 4th down. It's Hallett again on the stop. So gain of only 3, down under 6 minutes left to go now. Again, it's a great great read in zone coverage to break down the field from the deep safety from Hallett playing deep safety. It's another 4th and 5 for the Bucs offense. 5.5 minutes to play. You gotta have it here. From the Detroit 17-yard line, Mayfield, empty set, takes the snap. Looking, standing in the pocket, fires towards the end zone. Flag thrown, looking for Sterling Shepard. Arthur Millette in there on coverage. That flag was thrown early, and it's pass interference on the Lions. So it'll be a spot foul, and Tampa converts again. And that's PI. That is certainly pass interference on Arthur Millette. So no question there that'll get shut down. And so again, it is another Tampa Bay 1st down. First and 10 from the 14. Mayfield in the gun, running back to his right. Looking, surveying the field. Mayfield scrambling to his left. Looking, firing, complete. Down to the 11. Actually, he might come back to the 12 on forward progress, but it's Sterling Shepard again, only picking up 2 yards. As Aiden Hutchinson has continued to get more and more dangerous as this game has gone on. So 2nd and 8. 16th play of the drive. Under 5 minutes left to go now. Mayfield in the gun. Takes a snap. Big rush for the Lions. Mayfield fires. End zone. Knocked away. Great breakup by Whiteside in the end zone. Man had a step on him. And again, it is a diving effort from Whiteside in the back of the end zone on a cover 0. Again, Mayfield having to throw off his back foot. Just puts it that little bit short for Whiteside to be able to recover. He was looking for Ibuka. But now it's 3rd and 8. And once again, Baker having to make a play. 26 of 44 for 184, 1 touchdown, 1 pick tonight. Empty set, 3rd and 8 from the Detroit 13. Mayfield takes the snap. Looking, fires towards the end zone. Contact in the end zone. He was looking for Rashad White, but that's going to be incomplete. It's Campbell on coverage. And for the 3rd time on this drive, it is a Tampa Bay 4th down. It's 4th and 8. 4:30 left to go in this game. You got to make the play here. If you are the Buccaneers, you've made so many on this drive. Can you make one more? 3 wide receivers going to be on the far side. White going to be lined up to Mayfield's right. In the gun. Play clock winding down. They're going to have to call timeout here, but they get the snap off. Mayfield standing in the gun. Fires towards the end zone. Overthrown. Incomplete. He was looking for Ibuka. It's Whiteside on the coverage again. And Detroit takes over on downs. And that very well could have been the last opportunity for this Buccaneers offense. And that very well could have done it. So that could very well be the ball game. As Mayfield thrown into double coverage there, and those misses coming back to bite him. So that's where the 17-play drive stalls out. I imagine it's going to be a lot of run game here for the Lions. Montgomery in the game. Handoff up the middle to Montgomery. Only going to be able to pick up about a yard and a half here, though. And I think Tampa may be burning timeouts. Trying to figure out. Let's see. What's the call here? Was there a timeout? It is a timeout. So Tampa burning their timeouts now with under 4.5 to play. Again, you're just trying to do anything to give your team a shot. Houston and Seattle, by the way, has kicked off. So that game is underway. Also got NBA kicking off on Wednesday, so right in the heart of sports season. Of course, getting right into the World Series. You got the NHL getting into swing. You got the NFL in full swing, and you got the NBA tipping off. 2nd and 9. Handoff once again to Montgomery. He's not going to go. Actually, he'll do a nice job falling forward. He'll pick up 2. That'll make it 3rd and 7. Timeout once again, Tampa. Aiden Hutchinson, by the way, 5 pressures tonight. Hasn't come away with a sack, but has done a lot to put pressure on Baker Mayfield, get him out of rhythm. And that's probably what's led to some of these high throws throughout the course of the game. 3rd and 7. For the Lions. I imagine here as well, we're going to see one more play to burn the last Buccaneers timeout. As I assume it's going to be David Montgomery remaining in the game. It will be David Montgomery, but it's going to be in the gun this time. 3rd and 7. Goff takes a snap, looking to throw a quick screen to St. Brown. He's going to try to cut it inside, but he's going to go down for a loss of a yard and a half. So good work from this Bucs defense to keep the Lions from going anywhere. It's Levante David on the stop. I'll appreciate the extra Amon-Ra St. Brown points. Let me check. I'll check fantasy again because I think I'm in a good spot. Yeah, I'm up 35. We're good. I think we're safe. Yeah, I've missed out on, almost 20 points with Justin Herbert right now. I could have maybe gotten, let's see. Could have gotten an extra point or 2 here and there, but I scored pretty close to a max, so that's not bad. Thank you, Sleeper Fantasy Subs. Jack Fox out to punt it back away, though. Cameron Johnson back to receive. And the punt is away cleanly. Going to be fielded at the 23 of the middle. Going to try to bounce to the outside. Over the 30, continue to stutter step. And wrapped up and taken down at the 32. And so that's where this Tampa offense will have to take back over. And again, you need quick points here if you are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because it's going to be very close. You're getting down to the wire. Only 3:58 left to play. And you no longer have any timeouts. So you are in, again, you're in a mode now where you're just going for broke. You got to slant. And you got to get an onside kick as well. You got to get there's a whole bunch of stuff that you got to get going. First and 10, though, from their own 33. Mayfield. Dealing with a 5-man rush. Mayfield rolling to his right. Fires. Over the middle, complete. Egbuka up over midfield, up over the 45, over the 40, and all the way down to the Tampa 37. And it's a big play there. It's 30 yards to Emeka Egbuka. 12th target of the night, but 4 catches for 58 yards. And again, giving himself a shot. This is why he's been the MVP through 6 weeks. Mayfield dropping a throw once again. Standing up, stepping up. He's looking to the right-hand side, looking for Cade Otton. But that's going to fall incomplete and stops the clock with 3:24 left to go. So again, Mayfield has been under a lot of pressure here tonight. Ibuka going to go to the sidelines for this play. Again, 3:24, 2nd and 10. Bucks back in Lions territory for what will more than likely be the 52nd pass attempt of the night. Mayfield looking to throw. Mayfield looking, pumps, escapes to his right. He's going to go down. He's going to go down back at the 49. It's Tyrus Wheat coming away with a sack. And again, it is another huge moment for this Detroit defense. And this time it's the D-line that's getting it done. I'd argue that should maybe be a trip, but I'm going to go uncalled. Also, Mayfield having two of his receivers collide. So 3rd and 21. Fourth sack by this Lions team so far tonight. Look at the snap off. Mayfield, staying in the pocket, under pressure, throws. Again, his receiver fell down again, and Mayfield got hurried again. DJ Reader bringing pressure. And now it's 4th and a county. As the defensive line for Detroit is taking it to Baker Mayfield. It's Wheat again. My audio's cutting out a little bit, but Mayfield taking another hit. And so it's now 4th and 21. Detroit in prevent. Detroit will bring 4. Mayfield looking to throw, looking deep. Complete Otten. It's not going to be enough. It's to Miller. It's only to the 35. And Tampa going to turn over on downs. And Mayfield very unhappy with the officiating here. So trying to read his lips here. Something about you. All I can tell from the pointing is you. But I imagine Detroit going to try to run us down to the 2-minute warning and then just pick up a first down. And again, it's all hats off to this Detroit defense, who has come out and has flown around all day. Handoff up the middle, Montgomery only going to go for 1. And again, I think that this Tampa defense deserves a massive shout out because of how much they've kept their offense in this game. And again, the Tampa offense just hasn't gotten going. And against this Detroit offense, you can only hold on for so long. Yeah, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, David Montgomery. There are so many threats on this Detroit offense. And that's shown that, hey, as, Detroit's been flying around. That's not to say that the Tampa defense has played bad. I'd argue the Tampa defense played great for how much they've been on the field. It's been a story of two very different offenses. We have hit the 2-minute warning, but this game all but over. As we'll probably see one more punt, but that'll probably do it. But 24-9 should end up being your final score here. Yeah. I definitely enjoy this. I enjoy the shitting on Apple from this vanilla ice cream cone commercial. But hey, I get to go to bed at a decent hour. Here's the thing. I think it's been a good game still. And again, it's just, if you're the Tampa offense, you really have to take a look at what went wrong in this game, because it really was everything. You couldn't get the run game going. You kind of fell behind by too much. Mayfield just had a bad night. Like pretty simply, Baker Mayfield just had a bad night tonight, and that just as much goes down to how well this Detroit defense has played. But I think you would definitely have to ask some questions about Mayfield's play. He was just off. A lot of high throws. And unsure exactly what caused it. And Detroit's on the bye next week. What is Tampa doing? Let's see. Tampa. Tampa plays again on Sunday. When is Tampa's bye week? One sec. Has Tampa already had their bye week? Hold on. Buck schedule. There we go. It's week 7. 13, 14, 15. Oh shit, the Bucs have already had their bye. That's not great. It's going to be run up the middle for Montgomery. It's going to go for about 2 yards here. But again, this is basically just to chew more clock. But both teams will move to 5-2. Will stay through the final whistle. Of course, hopefully you have enjoyed. Seattle, by the way, in the Seahawks-Texans game with 19-18 left to go in the first, Seattle has made their way into the red zone. So keep that in mind if you are going to switch over to that game shortly. But of course, if you've been hanging out, always appreciate you swinging by. I formation here for the Lions, so motion out into heavy personnel. Motion of the tight end, Montgomery, up the middle. Again, only going to go for, he'll keep the legs chugging. He'll pick up half a yard there. So it'll bring up 4th down and Servassier down to mix it up. But of course, before the stream ends, I would always appreciate a like and subscribe if you've got one to spare. Again, thank you as always for swinging by. But yeah, again, credit very much to the Lions. Played a very complete game. I think, definitely far from perfect, specifically from the offense. But again, you did everything you needed to win today. And the Lions, I think, quickly reasserting themselves at the top of the NFC pyramid. And again, if you're Mayfield, this is a game to forget. As he's pretty dejected on the sideline. Just because he really hasn't played super great. Lions also going to run this down to 18 seconds before they punt it away. But, Lions doing what they can to keep pace with Green Bay. I believe this does mean that the Packers move to the top of the NFC. I believe after this game, Packers will top the NFC. It will either be the Packers or the Lions. I'm not sure. Actually, no, because the Packers have tiebreaker over the Lions. So I think they'll both be tied at 5-2. But that'll be the thing. And again, where credit's due. We're going to have a punt, and then, I assume just, one more run or a kneel to end up closing us out here. But Lions defense played great. 4 sacks, 12 pass breakups, and 2 takeaways. And it's that pass breakup that has been the, I think, shocking stat tonight. Because 12 is crazy. Yeah, 12 is really nuts. And Jahmyr Gibbs still had himself a hell of a day. Of course, capped off by that 78-yard rushing touchdown. And again, plenty of receiving in there, too. Also, Penei Sewell is fast as hell. How can a man that big move that fast? But, I think Jahmyr Gibbs definitely the player of the game. But, if you want to give it to a member of that Lions secondary, certainly will be well-deserved as well. Buck's going to kneel it down here. And that will take us to the end of this football game. Your final score from Detroit, as both teams move to 5-2, is Detroit 24, Tampa Bay 9. And again, this could be very important the further we get into the season. Lions' fifth straight win on Monday Night Football, which is their longest streak as a franchise. Well, that'll do it here. Of course, I hope you've enjoyed tuning in to this stream. Definitely enjoy Seahawks Texans if you do intend on tuning into that one. But until next time, whether this was your first time or your fifth, thank you for joining me. And until next time, I will see you later. Have a good night.